Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, and good morning, everybody. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to another episode of The Morning Glow. Welcome to another episode of The Morning Glow. Got a great broadcast lineup for you this morning. Want everybody to get up, get up, get up, get up, get up, and get ready and get out, and let's do some great things. Today is Black Conversation. We're going to talk about some things today that happen in and around our community and communities, and we're going to keep this thing going, man. The pillow almost got me this morning. The pillow almost got me this morning, but I said, we're gonna get up and we are going to do the morning glow. We are going to do the morning glow. So I am here. I hope you are here. Share the broadcast, like, and all those great things that they do here on this thing called social media. So make sure you get us up and ready, and let's go forward and move forward. Black conversation. Now, what is going on in your community, in and around your community? What is going on? Is there some things going on that people need to know about? A lot of times, the reason let me do this. The reason why we do we it used to be Black Friday, but the reason why we changed it up to Black Conversation, and people say, why it got to be Black Conversation? Well, it's just a title. If you're white, orange, purple stripe, litter stripe, whatever you are, you can certainly call in and tell us what's going on. We're not omitting anybody. It's just a name, just a title. And so don't get caught up in that. If you have something going on in and around your community, if there's some injustice going on, good things, bad things, or whatever, give us a call. We want to hear from you. We want to hear from you because so often things happen and people just don't get wind of it. It happened in your community or in certain parts of the world, and there's no light shined on it. We want to be that light. We want to shine on it. We want to let everybody know this is what's going on, be it good, bad, ugly, indifferent, or whatever. We want to be the ones that shine their light on it and let everybody know what's going on. We have a vehicle that we can do that. We're going to do it. Some people are gonna like it, some people are gonna love it, some people are gonna hate it, some people are gonna hate us for doing it. They're gonna say that we are overstepping our boundaries. Some people are gonna come at us in all kind of different ways. It's happening already. It's happening already. People gonna come at us in all kind of different ways. Y'all shouldn't be doing that. Y'all shouldn't be doing that. Y'all ain't got no right. Well, you ain't got no right to treat people bad. You don't have any right to treat people bad, and then you try to hide your hands and act as if you didn't do it. When somebody come along and want to shine some light on what you doing to people, you tell them that they're wrong. You tell us that we wrong for shining the light on your ignorance, on the things that you're doing that you ain't got no business doing. You tell us that we're wrong. Nah, we're not wrong. As a matter of fact, we right, and we're gonna keep doing it. Gonna continue to do it. Ain't gonna stop doing it until you stop doing what you're doing. Treat people right, and I tell you what, you can immediately put us out of business. You can put us out of business immediately if you just do what's right. If you just do what's right and stop the foolishness, you can put us out of business. We won't have nothing to talk about. We won't have no show. We won't have nothing. We won't have nothing. All right. So that's how you can put us out of business. You talking about us or putting us down or saying this or saying that about us, that's not gonna do nothing but ignite the fire. You throwing gasoline on the fire. You throwing gasoline on the fire. I'm multitasking. Y'all bear with me for a second. Let me see. I'm trying to multitask. So y'all bear with me just for a second. Done. Okay, now listen. My thing is you're throwing gasoline on the fire when you try to talk bad about us and say that we shouldn't be doing this. What's wrong with that station down there out of Atlanta? They think they can just shine the light on what we doing here in blah blah blah. What we doing in blah blah blah. Yes, we're gonna shine the light on it. Yes, we're gonna talk about it. Yes, we're gonna put you on blast. That's what we're gonna do, and we're gonna continue to do it until you stop doing what you're doing. We're gonna continue to do it. So long as people that's in the community are reaching out and letting us know the injustices and the bad things that you're doing, we're gonna shine a light on. We're gonna talk about it. We're gonna talk about you. We're gonna talk about what you're doing, why we think you're doing it, and why you should not be doing it. Don't tell me what we can talk about. Don't kick me off trying to tell me what we can talk about. We talk about injustices. If you didn't do it, we won't have nothing to talk about. Each one of y'all could put us out of business. And I wish you would put us out of business. I wish there was a time or a situation where we didn't have anything to talk about. That would mean y'all treating each other better. With love and kindness have I drawn thee. I read that somewhere. You should have. I hope you read it too. With love and kindness have I drawn thee. Love and kindness. They go together hand in hand. Try it. Stop treating people bad, mistreating people, treating them like they're less than you, like they're beneath you or something. Ain't nobody beneath you. We're equal. Black, white, orange, purple, lily stripe, or polka dot. All are equal. I tell you what, you bring a person before me and show me something that person have on them that you don't have. Arms, legs, mouth, nose, they got all that. You got it, they got it. They walk, talk, doo-doo, pee, all those things they do. Man, stop treating people like they're beneath you, man. Don't be ashamed of yourself, man, walking around here thinking you better than somebody. And you can treat people any kind of way you want to treat people because you got some kind of authority. Some of y'all just as poor as the next man or woman. Don't you want to think you better than them? What makes you better than them? I don't care if you got $1 trillion. You could be the first trillionaire. I ain't never seen no trillionaire. You could be the first. Maybe I might be the first trillionaire. I don't know. But anyway, you could be. Look here. You could be the first trillionaire with more money than you could ever touch. Can't touch all the money you got. That don't make you no better than nobody else. It just means that you got more money than they got. How that's gonna make you better? Biggie said it best: more money, more problems. All that money probably bring you problems you don't even want to have. Don't even want to have. And I take some of those problems too. Send it to me. Cash App, $ DKM Radio. Send it to me. I'll take it. Hold on, somebody just texted me. Yeah, man, that's the thing right there. You got so many people out here, man, thinking that they're better than somebody else. Thinking they can treat people any kind of way they want to treat them. Do them any kind of way they want to do them. We're not going to stand for it. We got a platform. We broadcast right now, and maybe more, but I know we broadcast in 58 countries. Now, I don't care where you at. If you're wrong, you're wrong. We're going to talk about you. You could be in America, Europe, Asia, Japan, China, Philippines, anywhere you could be. Russia. I don't care where you're at. You're doing people wrong, we're going to talk about you. And we're going to let people know that you're doing people wrong. Because you have no right to do people any kind of way you want to do people. Be the best you can be. And that includes treat people right. Be the best you that you could be. Are you the best you that you could be? That's one of our topics for today. Are you the best you that you can be? Most of the time, no. And personalize this thing. I may not be the best me that I could be. So there's always something to work on. There's always something to improve on. There's always something to make it better. Always something. I might have did something just yesterday that I'm not proud of. I can't go back and I can't harp on it. But at the same time, I can know today that I shouldn't do that. I can know today that that's not right. I can know today that I need to do better in that particular area. Are you the best you that you could be? 678-381-1973. 678-381-1973. Give us a call and let us know. 678-381-1973. Okay, I'm multitasking. All right, you're the best you that you can be. There you go. There you go. People ask me what's the topic for today. I want to make sure I get that topic out to them and everything because there's so many different things, so many different layers that we can work on, man. But my thing is this right here, and I want y'all to know this, and I want y'all to know and understand this. That we are here. We are here. DKM Media Group and Associates, we are here. And what we're going to do, we're going to shine light on the negatives that's going on in our world, in our society. We got a caller. Hold on for a second. Let me get that call in here. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Caller, what's your name? Where you calling from?
This Tucson.
Hey, from mother, Mississippi. What's going on, sir? How you doing this morning?
You got too much time on your hands.
Hey, Tucson, we talk, this is Black Conversations, man, and we talk about, and we letting the world know, we putting everybody on blast, man. We're here, and we're going in a direction that may not be popular. We've been getting some feedback from people. We're gonna shine the light on stuff that's going on in and around the communities, man. When people are treating people in a way that they shouldn't be treating them, mistreating them, and treat them like they're less than. Tucson, we're gonna shine the light on them, man. We're gonna shine the light on them and let them know that they can't do that. They can't do that, and we're not gonna stand for it, man. We're gonna stand up for these people. I don't care if they I don't care if they ain't got two nickels to rub together, man. They have rights. They have rights to be treated in the right way, treated with dignity and respect. And if I don't care. I said this morning, I don't care if a person have $1 trillion. That don't mean they give you the right to mistreat nobody or look down on anybody. And so that's what we talk about. But our topic for today, we're gonna talk about in depth is: are you the best you that you can be? So Tucson, whichever way you want to go, handle that, brother.
I saw a guy yesterday. My son came down, so me and him and his wife, his new wife, my baby son got a wife.
Wow.
But they joined. They finna go into the Navy. Oh, good me. So we talked out there, and this young man. I mean, he was covered with tattoos, and he wanted to wash the car in the parking lot. He had a spray bottle, and when he came up, I said no. He said, "I'm just trying to do it." And I said, "No, I don't let nobody wash my car." I said, "I just don't do that." But I wasn't doing that to the point where I disrespected him in any way, or I looked down on him, because I did, and I did give him something, but not to wash my car.
Yeah.
I gave him something because he was willing to work for it.
Yeah. There you go.
But you're not, I don't have to have you do something for me to do something for you.
There you go. That's good.
You know what I'm saying? Because we think we hold a certain standard because we got two nickels in our pocket.
Yeah, exactly.
More than the next person. But if it wasn't for God's grace, there goes I.
Come on.
I can be a beggar. I can be strung out. I could be the person that has lost my mind. But I'm only where I am, and I'm nowhere. Because last I checked, I'm born naked, I'm gonna leave naked.
Yes, sir.
The rest between the nakedness is vanity. God gives us an opportunity to utilize gifts, talents, and substance to see what we're going to do with it. Now, what you're going to do, what you do with what you have, that's going to be up to him to decide whether you was a good steward.
Come on.
So here we are with $1 million, and nobody can tell us nothing.
Can't tell us nothing.
Or 2 million, or 5 million. Or you the big wheel.
Yeah.
Or you look at people and you just run over folks. Well, I might not be able to. I heard Rico say yesterday that some people manipulate people all their way to success.
Yep.
But
exactly.
My brother, my sister, whoever you may be, you're going to leave here one day. I'm just saying.
Yes, sir. Hold right there, Tucson. You going somewhere, man? But we got another caller. Tag this other caller. Caller, what's your name? Where you calling from?
Good morning, this is Sherelle.
Good morning, Sherelle. How you doing this morning?
I'm good. How y'all?
Hey, doing good. Sherelle, we're talking about a couple of things. One, we're going to shut. This is Black Conversation we're having on Fridays. And we're going to use this platform to shine the light on people that's doing wrong, misusing and abusing and mistreating people. We're gonna shine the light on them and let them know that we're not gonna stand for it. Rather, I don't care if you got if the person don't have two nickels to rub together, or they got, or you have $1 trillion. It don't make no difference. You don't have any right to mistreat anybody and treat them like they're less than. So we're gonna shine a light on people that's doing those different things in and around the communities around the world. But our topic today, if you want to talk about the topic, is and the topic is simple. Are you the best you that you can be? So which one you want to talk about?
I could talk about this topic because I'm shining the light on the people who mistreat, abuse. That's gonna happen today, tomorrow, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But as long as when you see it, you correct it, or you try to step in when somebody's being treated wrong, you're fine.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
We don't have a right to treat anybody no less. A person who has two nickels and a person who has $2 million is no different. They put their hands on the same way.
Exactly.
So, but in regards to today's topic, am I the best me? I would have to say no. I could be better.
Mm-hmm.
I think we all have room for growth, but I am the best me for the moment that I'm in now.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? But I definitely believe that I can be much better, which is gonna happen. There's no really excuse not for it to happen. It's gonna happen. You just got to get the right tools to be better.
Mm-hmm.
But am I the best me for this moment that I'm in now? Absolutely.
Okay.
Can I be much better? Absolutely.
Mm-hmm. Now let me ask you this: what is it? And this is not personalized. This is not for you. I'm talking in general. But what is it that holds most people back from being the best them that they could be? Is it them? Is it themselves, or is it people around them?
Yeah, it's themselves, number one, and then the influence around them, possibly number two.
Mm-hmm.
You pretty much become who you are around. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
A lot of times, if you allow it to happen. But pretty much we hold ourselves back. Only reason why I can't get up and get a job today or go apply for a job today is because I choose not to.
Mm-hmm.
Not because I can't.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? It might be because I choose not to, but a lot of times we hold ourselves back from a lot of things. We listen to what other people say and how we pay attention to how this person already has it, and you feel like you can't get it because they already have it and you're not worthy enough to get it or whatever like that. But we hold ourselves back from a lot of things.
I'm gonna tell you something, Sherelle. I want to go back to Donald as well. But I'm gonna tell you something that happened when I first moved to Columbia, South Carolina, and I know that's where you are. When I first moved there, I moved there from Hawaii, and the first week I was there, I moved to West Columbia, and there was a park there, and everybody should come out there in the park every day and shoot ball. And so when I first got there, I ain't know nobody. I went down there and I just started hanging out with the guys, man, shoot ball with them and stuff like that. So about 3 or 4 days in, every day we'd go out there and shoot ball, and they started getting familiar with me. I started getting familiar with them and everything, and we just shot ball. And after 3 or 4 days, I asked them, I said, man, look here, man, who's hired around here, man? Anybody got a job? They laughing at me, pointing at me. Man, you hear what he asked, man? Ain't no about jobs and stuff. Man, ain't no jobs around here, man. These people ain't hiring. And they all said the same thing. I was like, man. I said, man, this can't be right here, man. Gotta be some jobs around here somewhere. And so the next day, I made it my mission to get up early in the morning. And it was summertime. It was hot. You know how hot it's so humid and hot in South Carolina, man. It's hot. But I said, I'm gonna get up and I'm gonna walk. And I went down Charleston Highway. You know Charleston Highway. And went up and down the road, man, different places, put in applications, fill out applications, ask for the hiring and stuff like that. I came up to, and it's gonna let you know when it was, because this place I don't think is even there anymore, but Old Western Auto. You remember Western Auto used to be on Charleston Highway?
Mm-hmm.
I went there, and there was a couple, Mr. and Mrs. Ott, that owned that place. And I went in, I was sweating like crazy because I've been walking out there in the sun. I was hot. And I went in there, I talked to Mr. Ott. I said, man, I said, excuse my appearance. I've been out putting in applications all day. I'm walking, it's kind of hot outside, and I'm just trying to find a job. I said, are you hiring, sir? He looked at me. He said, man, you've been out here in this hot sun, put in an application. I said, yeah. He said, what time you came out here? And I told him. He said, man, you've been out here all morning. I said, yeah, I've been out here. I'm trying to find a job. I told him I just moved here, and I need to find some work. I need to make some money for myself. And he said, "You're a young man." He said, and this one I said, he said, "You're a young man." He said, he's an old white guy. He said, "You're a young man. You're a young black man, and you're not trying to sell drugs." He said, "Look, what time can you get here in the morning?" I said, "What time do you need me here, sir?" He said, "Come get here at 7 o'clock in the morning, and you can start in the morning. I ain't have to fill out the application or nothing." As a matter of fact, when I came back the next day, he let me fill out the application and stuff like that. But he hired me on the spot. He introduced me to his wife, and I worked there with them for about 2 years, and then they closed the place, so they got too old, so they closed it down. But and I went back, and the same guys out there shooting basketball, and they said, "Man, you coming to shoot today?" I said, "Nah, man, I gotta go get ready for my job tomorrow." And they looked at me like I was crazy. They looked at me like I was crazy. What do you mean your job? Your job. But see, that's the thing that a lot of people, not that I'm any better than anyone that was out there shooting ball, not that I'm any better or nothing like that, but I had a standard for myself. I had to go out there and do something for me. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it makes perfect sense. But 9 times out of 10, they didn't want to do anything for themselves. A lot of times when you run across that, it's because they choosing not to do anything for themselves or not trying.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So then that can hold you back. You being in the crowd with them, if you wasn't thinking like that, you'll be right out there playing basketball with them the next day.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So, and not doing anything for yourself, but maybe they didn't. And then a lot of it can go many ways. It could be they didn't want to have that job or didn't want to look for a job, or it could be that the jobs around that area was not paying enough. Mm-hmm. It could be that, you know, or some people are just comfortable with having nothing. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean that happens. But had you would have listened to them, you wouldn't have been working. You wouldn't have been doing anything for yourself. So mm-hmm. you kind of got to listen to your own intuition sometimes when it comes to a lot of things. You live your life for you and not based off of what somebody else said. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So you have to walk like that every day. Exactly. I don't live my life for, if you tell me I can't, I'm gonna go out there and try. Mm-hmm. Just because you said I should.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So that's, you have to have that. A lot of people have that motivation, and some people don't. You can't knock the people that don't. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But everybody's different, so the situation could have went either way. But had you have listened to them and say, "Ain't no jobs out there," if you wouldn't have went and looked. The reason why they say that is because they didn't probably look. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. 9 times out of 10, they didn't look. So, or they're too good to flip a burger, or they're too good to whatever. You know what I'm saying? So, a lot of people have that mentality, like, I'm not going to do this. Mm-hmm. Exactly. Until those bills are due, until the light's going to get cut off. Now you have to do what you have to do. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? So,
and see, that's the thing too about it, Sherelle, because when I came back, I got a job. I hope some more of them guys went out there and tried to find a job. I don't know. I can't say whether they did or didn't. But like you said, I knew I had to go out there, because had I listened to them, I wouldn't even have taken the opportunity to go out there and look for a job. Now, you know, and that could have been terrible. Donald Tucson, what do you say to that, man? What do you hear in
that? Remember the old, I'm not clear on the meaning of it, but I think I got it right. The old Harry hippie mm-hmm. mentality.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
You know?
Yeah.
I just can't get up. Mm-hmm. Well, you know, we have a tendency, some people, they look at a problem as a problem, and it stays a problem. I watch every day. Mm-hmm. People, even on the job, they say, man, that's a lot of work. Man, that's a lot of work. But here's the deal. You're looking at the work. Mm-hmm. You're not putting your hands to it. Mm-hmm. If you go at it, it'll go away. But if you keep looking at it, it's gonna remain the same.
Yeah.
That's just how life is. Mm. I mean, am I the best me that I can be? No, I'll keep striving. Mm-hmm. I want to be better. I'm not content. Well, I am content, but I'm not satisfied.
Yeah. Come on.
With my present condition. Mm-hmm. So that every day I wake up, I say, Lord, thank you. I got another chance to do better. Mm-hmm. Not look at yesterday, and with pride, like I didn't accomplish everything that I want to accomplish, or everything that He wants me to accomplish. Mm-hmm. But you know, I'm not satisfied with yesterday. Mm-hmm. And when we come like that, you know, we become part of a cloud of foolishness.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I mean, here we are, just like you. I enjoyed playing basketball and hanging out with the fellas.
Mm-hmm.
But that's a daily thing. Every day we can do that.
Mm-hmm.
But if I want something, I'm gonna have to go out and get it.
Yeah, yeah.
Say, well, man, it's raining outside. Well, what about getting you an umbrella?
Mm-hmm.
Going on out there.
Mm-hmm.
It's hot out there. Yeah, I know it's hot out there. But when they cut the power off at your house, it's gonna be hot.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Mm-hmm.
Now you talking about hot. When you're sitting down there with your legs crossed talking about it's hot and you ain't going to get no job. Well, hello, the mailman's coming with your bill.
Mm-hmm.
What you going to do about that?
Mm-hmm. And they're going to stack up, brother.
So they're going to stack up until they get tired of sending it to you.
Mm-hmm.
And they got a switch that they don't even have to come to your house.
Yeah, yeah. Mm-hmm.
And when the switch go off, and you know, Raheem, you talk about that, and we living in a society that we appreciate handouts. At a certain point, we didn't want the government to do nothing for us.
Yeah.
I say us. He ain't doing nothing for me. But what I'm saying is, we applaud them.
Mm-hmm.
We applaud them. They helping us out. Man, I don't know what's going on with this PPP, whatever you call this. They better leave that alone.
Yeah, yeah. People been telling me to get it. People been telling me to get it. I can go out there and get it. I don't want it, man. I'm good.
Man, look, you cut hair on the side and you just got a PP load, whatever PPP. Go ahead.
Mm-hmm.
Keep on.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, so what we're doing is we're not willing to go and get it. We want somebody to get it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Well, nothing free.
Yeah.
You won't pay for it. Can this society, can this government continue to strive and be what they say they are, the greatest country in the world, and keep giving out handouts?
Mm. No.
Where did money coming from?
Mm-hmm.
You got to keep digging in a bag, even if it's full, and it remains full.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's going to empty out sooner or later.
Mm-hmm.
And then when you come to the point where they want to try to fill it, guess who's going to have to fill it?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Exactly.
So I'm just.
Exactly. But what do you think? What do you think, Sherelle, about all the loans and stuff that not necessarily loan, but the money that the government is giving out right now? Because I went to a restaurant, my wife and I, and the guy told me, he said, "Man, look, it's gonna be a while for me to seat you." I said, "Man, what do you mean, man? There's a lot of empty tables there, booths and stuff." He said, "Yeah, we got empty booths, but he said we don't have anybody to serve. People don't come to work because they're dependent on that money that the government is sending out." And like Donald said, eventually that money's gonna run out. So what's gonna happen to the people that's living off that right
now? I mean, what's gonna happen to them is what's gonna happen to them. But I mean, I don't. I'm not knocking nobody who gets the PPP. I say go ahead and get it. You know what I'm saying? If you can get it, go ahead and get it. Show the good, but make sure you do the right thing with it. I don't care if you walk dogs all day. Go ahead and get it. You know what I'm saying? Because the government owes us money anyway. The government owes us anyway. Now, do the right thing with it. You know what I'm saying? Don't just go out here splurging and stuff like that. And don't feel like you don't need a job, because you might $20,000 can be blown very quick if you don't use it correctly.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But the people who's living off the government wants you to rely on them so they can have control over you. You know what I'm saying? This PPP is a government-funded loan, so therefore, if you rely on them, they're gonna come at you and they're gonna tell you what you have to do in order for you to be okay with the loan or be in trouble with the loan. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of people unemployment. There's a lot of people who got so much unemployment to the point they feel like they don't have to work. They've gotten stagnant, and they've gotten to the point where they just, I'm not going back to work. But when unemployment benefits stop, what are you gonna do? If you have kids, what are you gonna do? So I always tell people, I don't like, milk the government. Go ahead, milk them, but milk them the right way. You know what I'm saying? Milk the government, but milk them the right way. And but the government, that's what the government is, control. So they know exactly what to do to control you, just like there I think is what, a possible fourth stimulus coming out.
Yeah.
It don't even realize that that's gonna hurt us worse than anything. All this money they're giving out is gonna hurt us a little bit. It's gonna hurt us. But people are not ready for those conversations because they don't understand, or they're not educated enough to understand what the government has going on and stuff like that. So you can't even have these talks with certain people because no, I'm gonna continue to get this PPP loan, and I'm gonna continue to get this unemployment, and I'm gonna continue to be up under this that bill that what was the bill called where they held off the rent payment for a minute. That's about to go away. Yeah, that's about to go away. And then guess what? When that goes away, you still owe those back payments.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? That's what a lot of people don't know. Yeah, this is good. Thank you for. And I always told people, make sure you're paying your stuff up, regardless of what the government says. Make sure you pay it. Make sure you pay it. Make sure you pay it, because once this is done, that what is called the moratorium, whatever it is.
Yeah.
Once that's done and that ends, you know what I'm saying? Guess what? You still owe rent from last year up until now.
Exactly.
So you're still without housing, and you know what happens when Black folks lose things and don't know what to do. We start doing other things. You know what I'm saying? You just say, go, we're in a lose-lose situation. So this is why I try to educate people on that. The government's this, the government's forgiving this. That's right. Yeah, they're gonna forgive you, all right. Yeah, they're gonna forgive you. But you know, that I always tell people, like, if the government tell you don't buy any guns, buy two. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, that's how I am. I pay attention, but everybody does not. Some people are relying upon the government. I cannot say that I'm not relying on the government, because the same way they sent me my stimulus is the same way I deposit it into my account. You know what I'm saying? But we have to be careful as people, and we have to pay attention to the game. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna say games, but we have to pay attention to what's going on around us. It's gonna get real ugly out here. Next year, tax time, a lot of people are gonna be upset.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? A lot of people are gonna be upset because they don't think they're supposed to get money, but no, they just gave it to you throughout the years.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I'm saying? A lot of people don't know that. So it's like you have to pay attention, and then it's like they continuously giving out money. So you know it's gonna hit us. It's gonna hit us real hard. So you have to look for stuff like that. But I mean, these are conversations people are not ready to have because they don't know. They don't understand.
See, but they think they're winning right now because of the fact that they're getting the money and they see the money coming in. They think they're winning, but they don't know what the end game is going to be, what the end result of it is going to be. They're not looking at that.
I mean, you winning as long as you do the right thing. Of course, you're gonna win as long as you play the same game that they're playing with you 10 times harder. You will win, but most people don't know the game to play. They just see, they're giving out PPP loans. Let me get this. Now you have to be educated on what you have to do to maintain it, what you have to do to not pay it back, and all types of stuff. Like we're doing what people are doing right now is what I'm not trying to be funny, what white folks have been doing for years.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So what people are doing now is nothing different than what white people and people of high stature have been doing for years. But now it's just now the game's going to change. Okay, more Black people doing this, now Black people getting wrong. Watch how they change the game.
Yeah.
You have to just know how you have to move accordingly and read and research. But, you know, we don't read and we don't research sometimes. So, I mean, I feel for everybody. I congratulate anybody that got it. I'm not hating on anybody that got it. Good. I'm glad you got it. You know what I'm saying? But I hope you do the right thing with it.
Exactly.
That's the only thing to me.
And that's the thing right there, Donna. She said a mouthful when she said the game is going to change, because it started out as baseball, but then before halftime they changed to basketball. And then at the end of the third quarter, now it's football, and all the rules are different. And if you're not able to adjust to the game that you're playing at that particular time, you're gonna be left behind. And the scoreboard is gonna reflect that.
And they move the goalposts.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And I agree with my sister because I would say keep your receipts.
Mm-hmm.
And if you don't have no receipts, other for your whole business, but you do have a receipt for the barbecue that you had, that ain't gonna add up.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Taking, drinks on me.
Mm-hmm.
And that was a business meeting.
Mm-hmm.
Remember welfare?
Yes, sir.
How we was so happy with that. But see, when they come knocking at your door to see what's going on, to tell you what you can and what you cannot do. Section 8, all those type of things, even food stamps.
Yeah.
I heard that the government is giving $1,000 per child in food stamps or EP, how you call it, MPRMEE card. I don't know. I'm just saying. Yeah. How can you have 4 or 5 children? So that's $5,000, $4,000 or $5,000 a month in a month of food stamps, and you don't make the adjustments till all of a sudden now you're showing it on the internet. You got to go to social media with your digesting. Oh, you're eating crab legs now. Oh, really?
Yeah.
But then I know and you know you're getting food stamps. And which I don't mind. I'm like, hey, good for you. But do the right thing with it. That money that you had to buy food with that you're saving, are you saving that money? Because if you don't, when it comes back around, somebody's gonna ask you something.
Yep. No question gonna be asked.
And you will have to have an answer. Yay! I mean, send me another stimulus check. You know what I'm gonna do? Like when I was coming up, and I said I was not coming up, but you go through relationships and you have children, and the relationship don't work out, and you start paying child support. Well, I used to get it. Well, I remember my first refund check, child support refund check. And I went to my dad and I said, Dad, I got a child support refund check. I said, what you think about that? He said, cash it. Because, hey, good. That's a good thing.
Yeah, yeah.
But what I'm saying is, as long as you do the right thing with it, whatever you get from, especially the government, they got loans, they got grants that are available right now for you to start businesses if you desire to start a business. It's out there. Go get it.
Exactly.
I say, yay, go get it. But if you say you're going to start a lawnmower service or what you call it when they fix a plant and all that kind of stuff, whatever it is,
horticulture.
Make sure that's what you're doing.
Yep, exactly.
You can't go out with your girls and say we're just going to kick it.
We're going to turn up.
Yeah, turn up. Go ahead and turn up. They're going to turn you up. Your roommate going to be named Bubba.
Rico, good morning. How you doing this morning, sir?
Man, I can't complain, man. How y'all doing? Grand Rising, everybody.
Hey, doing good. We're talking about, got two things going on right now. You know, this is Black Conversation, man. We're talking about one, we're talking about, are you the best you that you could be? And we also shining the light, letting people know that on Black Friday, what we're going to do, we're going to shine the light on people that's treating people unjustly. We're going to shine the light on whether you're black, white, orange, purple, or lily stripe, or polka dot. If you're doing unjust to people, if you're treating them bad, we're going to shine the light on you. We want people to call in. We have 58 countries right now. So wherever you are, we're going to shine the light on you. I don't care whether the person that you shot, that you're talking bad on, don't have 2 nickels and you got $1 trillion. It doesn't make a difference. It don't give nobody no right to treat anybody bad and treat them as if they're less than. We're going to shine the light. So Rico, you can go from any angle, from that angle, or are you the best you, Rico, that you can be? What do you want to talk about?
Well, I'm gonna start on what y'all were talking about. Y'all were talking about people abusing the free money.
Yeah.
You know, I look at that and I see that there's a culture of people that's greedy and that they addicted to convenience.
Mm-hmm.
So they want more. Everybody wants more of everything, especially money. But they want it as easy as possible. So, you know, like Donald just said a second ago, there are ways that you could go and get loans and grants through profits, for-profit and non-profit organizations. So many different ways you can get business loans if you do it legitimately. It might take a little leg work.
Mm-hmm.
But see, it ain't gonna be so convenient and easy for you to just somebody just hand it to you. You gotta do a little work. But just that the sound of the word work makes people say, you know what, man, that's gonna be a little bit too difficult.
Yeah.
And you be surprised at some of the things that people think are going to be difficult and it's really not. All they got to do is try.
Mm-hmm.
But then this PPP loan came out. Now, this ain't the first time. Anytime something free comes out, then people do find a way to get motivated to get their hands on that money.
Mm-hmm.
Even people that know them. So now I go back and I think about us, black people. We know our history. We know there are 2 sets of rules. And we know that in general, these people don't want to give us nothing for free. They don't want to even give us minimum wage increases for us to work for.
Mm-hmm.
Well, let's give us something free. So if they give you something free, something else behind it, because historically, they always want to take from you and keep you from having.
Mm-hmm.
So it's too easy. You gotta think about it. But I've seen people, educated people, that know better. They treat free money and opportunism like a crack rock.
Come on.
When they come around, they can't help themselves.
Mm-hmm.
They can't help it. They see an opportunity to get more money. So they lose their religion. Some of these people are preachers. When they come to money, everything is a go.
Mm-hmm.
And anybody can be in something. Even the church.
Come on.
But they'll hide it. Don't get me wrong, they'll hide it. Hide it from the church and hide it from the congregation.
Mm-hmm.
Not realizing God still sees it.
Yes, sir.
It don't matter if you tell me, guess who's seen it.
Mm-hmm.
But that goes to show you the power of that rectangular piece of paper with ink and numbers printed on it.
Mm-hmm.
We done been bamboozled so bad to the point that we don't even know when to boycott the culture that we adapted. That has us out here just losing our morals and ethics for free stuff, risking our freedom.
Yep.
Passing it on to our children. Yeah, go ahead and get it. You better get that free money. You better get that free money.
Mm-hmm.
But don't you understand that they ain't never wanted us to have nothing free?
Exactly.
So, sometimes you have to realize you're setting yourself up for your own downfall.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes you're accepting bait. You got to remember that apple on the tree and the snake that told Eve to get it.
Mm-hmm.
So the anti-gravity is. We keep on forgetting that apple exists. Mm-hmm. But people like me, I see it. That dollar ain't nothing but an apple. And people throw everything out the window to get it, even when it's free. Mm-hmm. Especially when it's free.
Exactly. Sherelle, what's on your heart, sis?
Nothing. I agree 100% with him. I agree. We got to look at things, and sometimes it is a setup. But if you know how to play that setup, play it. Mm-hmm. Run all the plays. You know what I'm saying? Run all the plays. Especially when it comes to the government, run all the plays.
Sherelle, let me ask you this. Are they Sherelle? Yeah, exactly. But Sherelle, let me ask you this question, Sherelle. What's going on right now? Is the government playing checkers or chess with us?
Both. Both. They playing both. They've been doing both, and it's bait. All this was bait. So they know exactly what they're doing, and we fell for it each time we fall for it. Nothing wrong with getting free money now. Nobody's gonna pass up free money.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Nobody is gonna pass up free money. Nobody's gonna sit back and think, oh dang, I got this free money. I got $1 million. But what should I give it back? And a lot of people's not gonna think like that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Not saying give it back or anything, but they're playing chess, Monopoly, what it is, Twister, all that. They're playing all that with us.
Hangman.
Man fight.
Yeah.
Uno.
Hangman, all that.
Yeah, they playing that. But this is, I mean, like I said, I'm not even going, like, I understand the game. So I can sit back and observe, and I can apply for a loan and still be okay because I know what to do. You know what I'm saying? But my neighbor might not know what to do. Even if I educate some of my neighbors, maybe they not gonna listen. That's not on me. That's on them. If you listen or not. You know what I'm saying? But I'm saying get it and play it. They owe you this. This money that they're giving you is money you paid into the system anyway. Go ahead, play it. Run all 20,000. If you get 60,000, I don't care how much you get, but play your cards right. So while you out here getting 20 bands, if you're gonna turn up with your friends, make it a business trip and make it a tax write-off. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Play it smart. You know what I mean? But everybody's not thinking like that. It's like, oh girl, we got 20 bands. Let me go buy this car. You know what I'm saying? Instead of investing in land and something that's gonna create something. You know what I'm saying? This is what I'm saying. All these black folks getting these PPP loans, nobody came together yet about what we can do to generate more from this. That's the only part I don't like about it, but everybody's mentality is not there, so I understand. But when I sit back and watch people hang themselves, what can I do? What can I say? If I try to stop you from hanging yourself and you don't listen, what can I do? It's out of my control at that point.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But I'm saying I'm saluting anybody that got it. Thank you for taking from the government. Now let's see if you know what to do with it. You know what I'm saying? Let's see all this talk, all this business talk you talk. Let's see what you're gonna do with it. By now, we should have so many stores opened up by now.
Yeah. And so
you know what?
Go ahead.
What she's saying is true. But the same people that the government and all these business owners know, you know, because she said something real key. Ain't nobody gonna turn down no free money. So guess what a devil will do? He's gonna put that bait out there because he knows ain't nobody gonna turn down no free money. So we have to be careful with this being known that we deliver our message the right way, because I'm gonna say it this way. Don't get the money. I ain't gonna say go get the money and do what's been going on. I'm gonna say don't get it if you don't know how to protect yourself. Because some people will hear that message and they'll take that as an okay. And it's those same people that you said being, so it's, to a certain extent, you hurt a fool. They only heard certain words, and it was the words that they wanted to hear. They didn't hear the folks about and linking up with other people. See, me, myself, personally, if I would have got it, I would have been thinking the quickest way possible to turn it and put it back in the bank in case they came knocking.
Yeah.
But see, you have to put that out there too. If you just tell them, yeah, I agree, go ahead and get it. That's what they've been doing. That's what so we at the same time, we've been encouraged to go out there and risk taking themselves from their families, to risk crime, because they didn't think to go and put that money back in the bank or flip it, to turn it. Or maybe they just didn't have the willpower. They were too weak-minded. And the minute they got that money in their hand, they went to getting BDLs. Booking trips to the Dominican. So you definitely have to make sure you put the right message out there first, along with disclaimers, because like I said, a lot of people just hear what they want to hear. Some people were, I'm gonna be honest with you, a lot of people were apprehensive about getting it, but they were encouraged and influenced by people that heard a message similar to what she just said. But they didn't hear the other part. So
Wow.
The government will throw one in there. There's a curveball coming. It's too much. There's too much easy money being handed out. It's too easy. So you got to be leery about easy stuff at all times. Not saying it's a bad thing at all. I mean, come on. You wave $1 million in front of me. I'm gonna be skeptical about. I'm gonna be thinking about, dang, I'm gonna get this million. But when I get the million, I'm gonna have to figure out how I'm gonna split that million to two. So when I time for me to pay it back, I still got $1 million to pay back. You know what I'm saying? But a lot of people's mentality is not, they just see money. And that's just like when everybody was so happy when we got was it $600 from the government that time?
Yeah.
$600 they gave. A lot of people were happy about, like, tap dancing about that. I was pissed. They're playing you. The government is playing you. You can't even be responsible with $600. What is that gonna help? $600 in a pandemic. A $600 supposed to last you for the rest of the year.
Wow.
They playing with you. You see what I'm saying? This is the government. They playing. Why y'all keep letting these people play with y'all? Now I can deposit mine, but $600, my bills are paid up. You see what I'm saying? So I can deposit mine. I can tap dance with mine. But everybody who needed that $600, 9 times out of 10, it went towards some type of bill that was maybe a light bill, because $600 you can't even pay rent for that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So they're playing with your emotion. Even when they gave $1,400 per child or whatever it was, they playing with you. This is supposed to last you 6 months. $1,400. Your rent was, let's say, average $1,000. Let's say that. Your life is $300 because your kids want to play game all night and all types of stuff. You know what I'm saying? Then you got your water bill. But $1,400 for the last year. That's stimulating what? Nothing.
Nothing at all.
So when they gave out this free money, that should have been a clue there. You know what I'm saying? Like tread lightly, but tread lightly. You know what I'm saying? Like, but a lot of people don't think about, the games and stuff like that. But hopefully, we all come out on top with it. I say we because we are one. So hopefully we all come out on top of this. I do want to see a lot of things flourish from this TPP. I do. But when I sit back and observe the people in Dubai riding on camels and stuff, okay. So when you come back from Dubai, what did you learn in Dubai that you can use here?
Exactly. How's that benefit you?
You know what I'm saying? So,
yeah. Exactly.
I don't know.
Hey, it's a lot. It's a lot tied into this thing, man. We got another caller. Caller, what's your name? Where you calling from?
K with the E.
K with the E. Good morning. How you doing this morning?
I'm just fine on you.
Good. They're doing good. We got 2 things going on right now. One is, are you the best you that you could be? Are you the best you that you could be? And 2, well, let's stay there for a second. Okay, are you the best you that you could be?
Am I the best what?
Are you the best you that you can be? Are you the best K that you can be?
Yeah, I'm the best K I can be, and I'm just getting better, of course.
What?
Why wouldn't I be?
Okay, no, well, hey, that's a good question. But my thing is, some people, and we're not gonna personalize this part of it right here, but some people say that they just can't be the best them they can be because there's so many different outside entities that's affecting them, and distracting them and taking them away from being the best them that they could be. What do you say to that?
No. Myself, if I was to say that, then it would be on me. I'm stopping me from being the best I can be. Nobody, nothing, nobody got going on. It's gonna stop me from doing what I want to do, how I want to do it, and doing my best at it. That's just not gonna happen, and it leaves something behind. If you do it the right way, and you doing it to make sure that you pleased with what you did and how you did it, you don't care about what nobody else thinks because you did it to please yourself and you did it to your liking. So I make sure I do it, and I make sure whatever I do, that's how I want it done. If somebody has to do it for me, so that way it shouldn't be a problem. And if there's a problem, then it's something within them, not me. And I'm okay with that.
Okay.
So no, nobody can stop me from being the best I am.
Okay. Now let's go to the second part. The government giving all this free money, these PPP loans, and all this $600 and $1,200 and all this different money that they're giving out right now. I think they're giving out $300 a month or something like that to people that have kids, all kind of little stuff that they're giving away. Is the government playing checkers or chess with us right now? And are we doing what we need to do to make sure that we maintain and stay where we need to be?
They're not playing chess or anything with us because they couldn't checkmate us, but they're trying to help. And the people that they're helping, we as individuals, and I can speak on my own, I watched 3 of my own close people get $10,000 to $15,000 each, and they're still paying rent right now today.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm lost with that. I'm lost with that because if you ever could end it, this was their opportunity to end it. And so, and it's just God's way of showing us. We complain about that so many years.
Okay, hold on. Okay,
explain to me.
Okay, explain to me what you mean when you say that if they could end it. What exactly does that mean?
Because they could have went and bought them some houses and not have to worry about paying rent no more.
Mm-hmm.
It was too easy to just go buy a house. They could have went and bought a house. I know for a fact they could have bought a house. You could take $2,500 and now you're buying. You're no longer renting. Mm-hmm. You're buying your home. And if people go into buying homes and not renting and they spending their money because they buying something and they own it, then they'll take more steps and measures to keeping it. Mm-hmm. Because you're buying it now. You're not just renting. This is yours. Mm-hmm. Can't nobody take this unless you don't pay your mortgage note. But this is yours. Mm-hmm. And I told several people they had too much money. I told one of my daughters, don't call me. Talking about you behind or none of that. And when I tell you that, she started a couple of, not one business, but 3 businesses because she knew I was serious. You better make sure you do something. She started taking that money, buying equipment that she can make money with because she knows I'm serious. You can't come back here. Y'all had too much money. She's 3 people in that household and they had at least over $30,000 to $40,000 and y'all don't own that house. No, you can't come back here. Mm-hmm. I'm not handicapping none of mine. Yeah. This is where you can't come. That's too much money. Y'all went out and bought new religion jeans, $200 short. Wow. You can't sleep, eat, or have a bowel movement by those jeans shorts. In my mama's word. So no, you can't sleep. You can't do nothing with them. All you're gonna do is put them on and cover your tail up. Mm-hmm. That's it, and that's all. Mm-hmm. And I told my son, y'all gonna find out what homeless is like. Because I'm not playing. Wow. If that money didn't strengthen y'all, I bet you my walk will. Because y'all can't walk with me. This is not y'all's walk. Y'all can't come and join my walk. Get your own walk. Get your own path. And I admit that. Because they had too much money. He gave away too much money. I have a niece call me. My lights are off. That's your problem. That's your problem. Because it's ridiculous.
Exactly.
They went out and bought new cars. They didn't even pay cash for their cars. They went out and got car notes. They run around here driving Lincoln Navigators and some more stuff. I'm lost.
Wow.
I'm lost. Because if you don't make that car note, guess what? They're going to come and get it. Yep. And if you went out there and bought your Mercedes-Benz cash, I hope you got a mechanic. I have a friend with a Mercedes-Benz sitting in their yard right now. And they can't remember to look at it.
Yep.
And then they're going to bring up a $200 or $300 junk. But that ain't what they paid for.
Exactly.
That's how it's going too much. But if they had some Jesus in their life, they wouldn't have did it. They wouldn't have did it. They can walk in my house and be like, I know, because that's what I do with my money. I repair stuff.
That's good. That's good. Tucson, what's on your heart, brother?
All the time we was talking, I've been thinking about the game dominoes. You know how to play Rico. You know how to play dominoes. You know about him.
Yes, sir.
And some of these ladies might, what's the saying in dominoes?
All money ain't good money.
That's the one. I thought you would say that.
Yes, sir.
That's it. Right there. And you know, I like to watch people. You know, we'd be sitting around the domino table, and they be getting them nickels. Somebody cry out, "All money ain't good money."
Yes, sir.
I like to see, boy, they be scored. They slam their hand down. 15. I just sit down there. I let it go around and let it go around. Now play my little bone. And then all of a sudden, oh, you can't play. So we got to skip you, right? That means you got an extra domino in your hand.
Yes, sir.
Then they come around and the next person saying, well, oh, you can't play either, right? You got to play the game right.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, I put my last domino down. Or, let's do it like this. Nobody can play.
Lock the board.
That's what I'm talking about. Now, where the money go? Give it all to me.
Yep. The lowest number get it. The lowest number get it every time.
But, exactly. So I think that the government is playing dominoes. Go get that money. Go get that money. Get that money. Boy, they slamming it down. But instead of you doing, they got people that got some money and they done went to Florida 4 times, 5 times in a pandemic.
Yeah.
Take the family to Disney World. Dominoes. Go get that money. Slam it down. 20. I hit 25. Give me 30. Okay, go ahead. But when it all comes to play and you look in your head, and the board is locked, then what you gonna do?
You're stuck.
Keep on.
You're stuck.
Now who's laughing?
So you go down to Disney World healthy and come back with COVID.
You know that look you have on the face when you got big 6 and big 4 in your hand and you couldn't play it?
But what about the people that they gave all those small business loans to that don't even have a small business and now they're on the indictment list?
Lock the board.
Yep. Board is locked.
Well, the board was locked when quarantine came in and we all had the quarantine and we could barely even spend some money.
That's a point. That's a good point. Sherelle, what's on your heart, sis?
Oh, I'm just listening.
Okay. Rico, talk to me.
Yeah. Don hit it on the head, man. I mean, that was when I first got on this morning. I heard y'all talking. That was the first thing I thought. All money ain't good money.
Yeah.
But you know, like I said earlier, money is like crack. Money is like heroin. I thought it's heroin, but I'm gonna say it like we said, heroin.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Dog food. That's what money is like. Money is that dope. Money is that big button of smile. We're addicted to money. We so addicted to money that money is money, and no matter how you word it. See, the stimulus was different. The stimulus was to stimulate your household income a little bit. We're gonna give y'all this little money for free. We're gonna let y'all have this, and you might be able to get ahead, even though we know it ain't enough for you to really pay your bill, but we gave you something. But
ain't we such a good government? Ain't we a good government? We gave you something.
Here we are, even on the radio station and everyone else, talking about PPP loans being free money. Loans and free don't go together. When I get a loan, I already know I got to pay that back.
Yes, sir.
But we only hear what we want to hear. And when you start talking money, all the little intimate details don't mean nothing. The only thing they see is dollar signs. Dollar sign. I want more. Like I said, it's like crack. So you don't realize that you're taking your kids' Christmas money and smoking it up.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? You can thinking about that crack while you thinking about that dollar sign. So you hear PPP loan, but loan just another word. You might well be saying PPP, A, B, C, D, E, F, G. They ain't heard nothing about loans. They just know that they could get some money. And now here it is. They getting free money. That ain't free, that's a loan. Didn't you hear that word at the end of that title?
Exactly.
You better pay that back. So now here I go again. I'm going to say this. See, I get looked at as a pessimist sometimes. But I call it being optimistic because I'm optimistic about you doing the right thing and keep them going to jail. Hey, Rico, You heard about that money, man? You gonna try to fill it out? You gonna go and get it? I'm gonna feel. Look here, man. Don't get that money if you can't pay it back.
Yeah.
I ain't saying don't get it. I'm just saying don't get it if you can't pay it back.
Mm-hmm.
I want to make sure you understand perfectly that you got to pay this back. You may have to pay this back. And if you ain't gonna be able to pay it back, you better leave it alone. Now, if you're gonna get it, well, you better sell you something to make that money come back, because if they come back next month, won that 20,000, and you went and spent that whole 20, well, you better be a hustling joker.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
You better be a hustling joker. Or if they want to come back and get you later on with the IRS, they say, oh, well, you know what? We know y'all didn't know no better. We're going to forgive y'all, and we'll just let y'all make payments. We'll give y'all installment plan like the IRS.
Mm-hmm.
You still better be ready for that.
Yep.
But they might not do it. That's what they're banking on now. They're banking on that when them folks come pick them up, they're going to say, well, you know what? We forgive y'all crooks. Even though y'all knew better, y'all lied, and y'all committed fraud, we're going to be nice and kind, and we're going to let y'all stay out of jail, and we're going to give y'all payment installment. You probably pay it all back in 10 years.
Rico, I'm going to tell you something. I'm going to tell you something, Rico. That usually don't happen to people that look like us that have our pigmentation, man. That don't usually happen with us.
Like I said, we live by two different sets of rules. If you know your history, you know that they're not going to do that.
Yeah, exactly.
Now, but I can tell you what I do think they also did. They created an atmosphere of a new type of teenager that we're going to have to deal with in the next 10 years.
Mm-hmm.
Some of these teenagers, they're going to look at it and they're going to use it as motivation, and then some of them going to use it to be rebellious and selfish. And it's the teenagers that had the parents that got all this stimulus money and didn't give them $50 of it, but they knew their mama got $1,400.
Mm-hmm.
Mama, you going to take me to buy some shoes? I ain't got no money. But she got crab legs and nails and weed.
Exactly.
So I think they actually created another atmosphere because they know that's what money does. Mm-hmm. It divides and conquers. It separates. Mm-hmm. If you give it and put it in the hands of people that already got bad credit or don't care nothing about credit, but you telling them you want this, you giving it to them to help them improve themselves, an opportunity to get ahead. You know they ain't gonna get ahead. They ain't trying to get ahead in the first place. Mm-hmm. They ain't caring nothing about no credit. They ain't gonna retaliate credit. Some of them might pay their child support up. Some of them might go and pay, to get their credit going. But for the most part, they're gonna continue doing the same thing they did before they got them in that situation. And that's living their best life. Mm-hmm. YOLO, you only live once.
Exactly. Got a couple of callers. We got a couple of calls just came in. I want to get to the callers that came in. One is from the 301 area code. What's your name? Where you calling from?
Hey, man, why you so late, man?
Man, go ahead, man. Look here. Let me ask you. Man, go ahead with that, man. Hey, look at here.
Hey, man, time is money, bro. Where you been, bro?
Look at here. Are you being the best you that you could be?
I'm sorry?
Are you being the best? We got two parts going on today. One is, are you being the best you that you could be? And the second part is the government giving us all this money? Are they playing checkers or chess with us?
Oh, I really didn't reap any of it because I worked the whole time, so I couldn't say it. Mm-hmm. So I don't know. I mean, I've heard people say they ever get lost some of the money, ever get $900. Some people I've heard different figures. I heard up to $1,200. Mm-hmm. I've heard people say some people got a week. So I don't know. I don't do nothing. So I couldn't tell you. I really couldn't. I mean, I honestly didn't even dig into it because I look at it like this. I mean, number one, I ain't no pocket watches. Number two, do what you do with your money. I mean, that's on you. I mean, God bless you. And that's it.
Okay. Now, let me ask you this question, Minister. Let me ask you this question. Are you the best you that you could be?
Am I?
Yes.
I'll never think I'm never the best. Never. Because, I mean, we all have infirmities that we have, and that, some people are going to like them, some people are not going to like them, so I think that God going to see that he definitely ain't going to like them. So we never going to be perfect. So I'm striving to be the best I can. Yeah, that's different. Striving, but I can't never say I am.
You'll never obtain it.
That's all.
You'll never obtain it.
No, you can't, because I mean, it's only one person that ever was. Earthly, he went to the cross, so I don't. Other than that, we have our infirmities, so we all gonna fall and read something. case in point, so I make you stop your toe.
Mm-hmm.
You say something. And you usually don't say. So does that make you? Does that indict you, or does it make you human?
You stomp your toe. You just say juicy crab legs. That's all you say. Juicy crab legs.
Yeah. If you say that, then God bless you. But we all dang what was going through your head.
let me
it might even leave your lips, but it was in your head.
Exactly.
And,
juicy crab legs.
The Bible said, "What a man thinketh, huh? Crab legs in your head. Now, hey, go ahead. Crab legs. That is it.
Good deal. Let's go. We got another caller.
I don't.
Go ahead, Mr. Neal. Go ahead. Did we lose him? Okay. We got another caller. Caller, what's your name? Where you calling from?
Good morning. Raheem with the Morning Glow family.
Come in. Good morning, sir. How you doing this morning?
What's up? Moving around, man. Moving around.
There you go. There you go. First, what do you think about this all this free money that the government is giving out, man? Are they playing checkers the chess? Are they handicapping the people, man? What do you think from that?
Man, it's money. Do what you want to do with it.
Mm-hmm. Now,
it's just money.
Okay, now can it come back and bite you though? So like Donald said, all money ain't good money.
If it ain't been biting you,
mm-hmm.
If it ain't been biting you, ain't gonna bite you now. You just gonna spend it. That's all.
Mm-hmm.
You're gonna spend it, and then you're gonna wish you had some more. That's all.
Mm-hmm.
That's all it's gonna happen.
Yeah, but it's gonna come with
it's
gonna come
broke people. It's broke people. It don't matter how much money you give them, they're gonna wind up broke.
Okay, and that's part of the issue right there, because what's gonna happen is like Rico said, it's a loan. They're giving you a loan, and so if that be the case, I ain't never seen nobody get nobody no loan and not come back and want to get their money back. That's what a loan is. And so what?
Like I said, you know the conditions of the loan.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. If you can't pay it back, it's gonna hurt you, brother. Huh?
Like I say, it's all about knowing the conditions of the loan.
Mm-hmm.
So this is the thing that I've been listening a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
I don't need you to be my dad.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I do what I want to do.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't have to do a good thing if I don't want to do a good thing.
And
I
that
don't
could
have
include
to spend my money the way you want me to spend my money.
And they're absolutely true. And that can include being incarcerated for a long time because of fraud. That can include that. Okay. As long as you understand that.
But that's the path. That's the path you choose.
Mm-hmm.
And we need to quit stigmatizing our people as such.
Mm-hmm.
Some of the poorest people in the world eat crab every day.
Mm-hmm. See, and that I think what that does, that goes into the person's mindset, because and what they put value on, because a lot of people say crab legs. I don't care too much. I eat crab legs. I don't care too much for them though. I don't put too much value. Give me a chicken wing. I'm good.
But the thing about it, people have to understand that there are poor people who are pretty much go and drop a net and catch crab and eat it every day.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
See, it's the perception.
Mm-hmm.
It's the perception of things.
Mm-hmm.
You talk about money, but a lot of times people talk about money and they leave economics out.
Mm-hmm.
Economics is the decision making on what you do with your money.
Mm-hmm.
That's why you'll see me never marching in a campaign for poor people as it relates to pay inequality.
Mm-hmm.
Because I believe you get what you put in. So if you put in low skills and the minimum of everything, that's what you're going to get out, the minimum.
See, that what you just said fits what I said perfectly. It goes to what you put in, but this money that the government is giving you, you ain't put nothing in. What did you put in? What did you put in to get it, or to feel as though you deserve? Or
you've been paying taxes since you've been working.
Man, people been paying taxes for years. When have they start getting money like this though? When did they start getting money for this? And that's why I'm asking the question: what game are they playing, checkers or chess?
It's not a game at all. When you get your money, you do what you want to do. When people who didn't have the money, mm-hmm. they did not have a desire to own a home.
Mm-hmm.
So when they got the money, that's not going to change their desire.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to do with that money what they desire to do with that money.
Mm. And so my concern,
like stimulus, for instance,
mm-hmm.
the stimulus was just that. It's to
stimulate the economy. What that means is buying and selling. So they need people to buy things. And then also some people needed that money to buy groceries. They needed things to help stop losses. Say, for instance, some people may have took that money and put it on the foreclosure that they were going through. Some people may have just got their license and everything together with the money. Some people may have done lots of different things with the money. But it's based on the individual's need. This is not a collective thing.
But see, my thing is this right here, Leonard, and it's good that you have that heart, man. But I just don't have the heart to think that the government is trying to do anything to help me at all. And knowing the track record, and to think to think that they're doing something for out of the goodness and the kindness of their heart to help little old me, I don't buy into that. Rico, what's on your heart, brother?
Then give it back.
I didn't get it. Go ahead, Rico.
I said, then give it back.
I said I didn't get it.
All right, so don't worry about it.
Go ahead, Rico.
Now, I don't think we're worried about how people are spending their money, but it is a point in time where you have peers that come around you and they speak about certain things and they aren't correctly informed, and so they talking misinformed. I heard they got some free money. I heard you get up to $20,000. Okay, now I hear you saying this, and I was concerned because I hear you saying the wrong information. Let me let you know. If you can't pay that money back, you better not give it. That's a loan. Don't get that money if you can't pay it back. Now, ain't nobody being concerned about how they spend money. That is that choice. Just like it's my choice to say crab legs. I'm speaking from my point of view. Guess what I saw in Florida? I saw a lot of poor black people, every time they got money, going to Publix and Winn-Dixie and buying up all the snow crab legs, having crab boils on New Year's, Christmas, 4th of July, just because. Or so you name it. Every time they got their food stamps, guess what I saw them going to do? You know how many different crab stores are in Florida? So many, and guess where they located? In the black neighborhood.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So like these people got a choice to spend their money, I got a choice to use reference crab legs to us because I'm speaking from personal experience of seeing how black people blew their money on crab legs when they were living in dire conditions. I saw the kids running around with the dirty feet while they were having crab boils. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, you know, when we recognize these things, we speak on it. We speak on what we know. It's not every person, it's those people. Yeah, true enough, somebody got the money and they did right by it. Some people got the loan and they realized what the word loan meant.
Yes. Yes.
Some people got it and did it. Some people got good credit, some don't. Some make plenty of money and still ain't got good credit. Some don't. You know, so I mean, for those that we are talking about, that applies to those. It doesn't apply to those that it doesn't apply to.
And see, the thing about it, 9 times out of 10, Rico, what's gonna happen is people that have pigmentation in their skin, like you and I, are gonna be the ones that actually gonna take the fall from this money. They're gonna take
that was their intention. I mean, it's obvious that was their intention. The most, I don't want to even say the most vulnerable people, but the most uninformed people, and a lot of times the most desperate people. Sometimes it has to do with greed. Then sometimes it has to do with desperation. And when you're desperate, like I said, once again, you're only going to hear the positive things that benefit you. Money, free, fill out the application. 20,000 possibilities. But you ain't hearing nothing about loan. And then when you think about loan, if you know what loan is, if you're not thinking about it, you can't pay it back, what's the consequences? You ain't thought nothing about that. But some people like to think ahead. They like to sit back and go into detail about all the ins and outs that may come with this free money. Some people don't.
Exactly.
So that's why I said that, you know, it's good to be informed. I'm glad you got this station up because this is a wake-up call. Every day somebody calls and said, man, you know what? I learned something. I got another point of view. I got another perspective because everybody doesn't walk in the same path. And I guess that's why I'm so glad I'm the way that I am, because I can speak from other people's point of view and never walk in those shoes. Just was observant enough and compassionate enough to look at it and understand what got them in that situation and how they think that is.
And that's why I always say, man, everybody swing the bat differently. Everybody swing the bat differently. Tucson, what's on your heart, brother? Toussaint?
He taking the Opelousas, bro.
Yeah. Oh man, why you do me like that? I'm gonna.
I'm coming your way. I'm coming your way.
Oh, look at that. Oh man, look. It's amazing. I mean, people that and learn to be right. Do what you want to do with yours. But I just want to know: does the government have to answer for all of that money they're giving away?
Mm-hmm.
Do they have to keep a record?
Yes, sir.
What, when, where, and how,
Mm-hmm.
and why?
Mm-hmm.
How and how much?
Yes.
See, I see what I do is I kind of like work for the government, okay?
Mm-hmm.
And if one thing about them, they want you to account for what you do every time, every day. You can't say, well, I'm building a carrier over here, and you take the money from the carrier and build a destroyer.
Mm-hmm.
A few years ago, the government will, what we do is sometimes we purposely get behind so that the government can bail us out and put us ahead, put us back on track.
Mm-hmm.
And so people had been doing that, and they say the job is complete, and the job hadn't started.
Mm-hmm.
So when it's complete, the government gives you the money for that.
Yeah.
Well, guess what? They allowed that to happen for years, and then they came and did what they call an audit, and all hell broke loose.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And they put a bus on the outside of the gate, and they told directors and supervisors, there's a bus waiting out there for you.
Mm.
Some of them had already been retired.
Wow.
And they went to their house and went get them.
Mm.
So it's your thing. I ain't gonna try to sing it.
Please don't.
Do what you want. Do what you want to do.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you, Raheem. Do. That's the only part we can get right.
There you go. That's it.
Hey, Raheem.
Yes, sir.
While you're talking about those,
mm-hmm.
people should understand also when you are in business loans and things like that are not what you non-business people would think.
Mm-hmm.
Business loans are for people who are making money because they have businesses.
Mm-hmm.
So when you have business, you're generating income and revenue to pay these loans.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if for any reason you can't pay a loan, there's a part in the loan that allows you an arbitration and negotiation on the loan, right?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
So even for some reason, if you can't negotiate it, then you still have bankruptcy.
Mm-hmm.
There are people right now who have created another as a business consultant. I've been watching. I follow certain people. So now consultants are now letting people know, if you come to my page, I'll show you how to deal with the loan you just got.
Mm.
Okay, so we have to understand that this is not new.
But then it sounds like a dirty game across the board, though. It sounds like a dirty game across the board, though, bro. Are you listening to me? It sounds like a dirty game across the board, though, on both sides.
It's just a money game. So if you don't understand money, you should stay out of this game.
Mm-hmm.
Money is to be spent.
Mm.
So those people who are used to spending money, who have money, look at PP loans as opportunities to improve their businesses. The people that are going to get in trouble are the people that never had a business in the first place.
Mm-hmm.
They filled out all the forms and everything fraudulently, and they actually lied on the application.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
If you fit the criteria for the loan, you won't have an issue.
But what about this loan forgiveness they're talking about, which is a second part of it?
Exactly. There is a part of loan forgiveness that most people who are getting the money, who are intelligent business people, they know that because that's how they're going to go without paying their loan back.
Wow.
So you have to understand. You have to even if you go hustle on the street doing anything, know the law, know the rules.
Mm-hmm.
If they say you get this amount of time for 10 grams, always have 9.9.
Mm-hmm.
That's the game. If you're gonna be in it.
Mm-hmm.
So let's not act like our people so stupid. Now some people just criminal and negligent and don't have good intentions, but they're not stupid.
Mm-hmm.
And they're not ignorant.
Absolutely, Mr.
They're
Neal.
choosing to do the wrong thing.
Mm-hmm. I'm with you on that, Mr. Neal. What's on your heart, brother? Mr. Neal, you there? Oh, he's calling back. Okay, let me see. There you go, Mr. Neal. What's on your heart, brother?
Honestly, man, I'm not going to be. I really wasn't paying too much attention because I actually somebody came to my desk, but I did hear a little tidbit of what Leonard said, and he's so true that we put too much. We beat each other down too much about something, and sometimes it's not really our business.
Mm-hmm.
Like you said, that's their money. I mean, let them do what they want to do with their money. Who cares?
But see, that goes to me, Mr. Neal, and you know my heart when I say this, but I feel as though I am my brother's keeper. And if I could do something to help him out and keep him out of that harm's way, I feel a certain responsibility to do it. Now I don't want to get all up in their business, but at the same time, if I could tell them or give them a cue, yo, brother, look, you might not want to go down that road. You know what I mean? I feel like I should do that.
I mean, that's understandable, but my point I'm making is that I've heard people say this a lot about the issues about the job situation, about the unemployment and all that kind of stuff. I don't really even like keep it with that because look at like the man said, and he's so true. That's on them. I mean, sometimes I think sometimes you know what the Bible says you got to pray for your brother's infirmity. Sometimes giving them advice, you already know they're really not going to accept it. Mm-hmm. Why are you just going to pray that they do the right thing? Mm-hmm. What's wrong with that? Mm-hmm. You still helping, correct?
Yeah, you still helping. Yeah.
So again, why do we have to say, oh, our people do this? Our people. Sometimes everybody ain't out here doing all that. It's a few out there. It's just like I tell people. It's like one of the things I hear people say about black men, we lazy. Well, if that's the case, somebody need to tell me I must be super lazy if I get up too early in the morning to come in and work. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So I'm not that. So I don't respond to that. Some things is not us. We keep saying what black folk do. Oh, black folk ain't doing that. We have to understand that. So we have to stop spitting that out there saying like all black folk do that. That's not the case. Mm-hmm. This is not the case. I don't believe that. Because if that's the case, y'all wouldn't be on here.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Who said all black? I wonder where did all black people come from? Well, I ain't heard that ever on this show that all black people do the same.
No,
I'm just trying.
No, that's not what I said. That's not what I said. What I said was, I said we got to stop doing that. Mm-hmm. I said that wasn't the case. Y'all would be on the show.
Yeah.
That's what I said.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
You got to listen to me, brother. That's what I said.
Mm-hmm.
I'm talking about before then. You said we got to stop this. All black people don't do it. I don't think anybody has ever said all black people do the same thing.
I never said it. But again, my brother, you didn't listen to what I said. I never said no one on the show said that.
Mm-hmm. Oh no, you didn't say that on the show, but you said we have to stop that. In general, I said we have to stop that.
What I'm saying, we got to stop that because if you think about it, think about how many times you hear people say, "Them black folks are doing right with their money." How many times do you hear that? Mm-hmm. How many times? Tell me if I'm wrong. How many times have you heard that?
I don't hear all white people do right by their money. I don't hear that. If I did,
that's you. I'm telling you, it's apparently some other people don't heard it, but I've heard it. And I'm like, not telling them in a minute. That's not us. I do right with my money.
Exactly. Let me go to K with the E. K, what's on your heart, sis?
Oh man. Just to address the conversation, when people speak in general, and it happens, sometimes it does end up saying that it's the black people, because we can only speak. I speak for me. I can only speak on the people I'm around and the people that I see doing it. And so if they happen to be my people, they're black. My daughter's black. My nephew's black. And so their friends are black. So I'm speaking on what I see them do. My nephew has a baby by a white lady. So I see her messing up and doing things and going to jail. So I can speak on that. I see her doing things that she shouldn't be doing. And when I speak on people that I literally know and they've been down that road and when they still on that path. And I have been there trying to help them or whatever. So when I speak, I'm speaking off of what I see and what I actually help and what my hand is in and how I'm out here in the community trying to make a change in the world. In my community, these people may decide they want to leave Kansas City and go somewhere else. So they're taking what I done installed in them in Chicago now. I'm going to go over here and do better because Ms. K said we could do this and we could do that. Now they're in Chicago with that thought, or they in Alabama, or they in Georgia. But wherever they may decide to go, I try to put a different attitude in them. When you get that money, go do this, go do that. And these are black people and white people. And it's all kind of people in our family. We got Mexicans. I just gave Mexicans newborn diapers for their babies. I didn't even know the lady was pregnant. She lived right next door to me. So I help in the community with all race. And it don't just stop at black. So when I speak on it, I'm speaking on mine. And they black. And their friends are black. And so I see a lot of our people, young adults, making mistakes and going through things that they shouldn't have to go through, but they're hard-headed, and so they want to go up to that wall that's got all this black writing on this white wall, and they can't read it. So they want to bump their head. So they did run out there and they go get those loans and don't even got a business. Didn't even go and do their research down there to look and see if it was a business on that one. But they got a loan. And now their name is on this paper and it's on this, in this record, it's public record. And then we got people that got small businesses that did go get their money and they did improve their business and they did make their money because they don't gotta pay it back. Because I got friends that got that money and they did the right thing. They didn't go out and upgrade their car or their house. They upgraded their business because they can keep generating that money.
Yeah.
And they know they don't want to pay that loan back. So I got friends that did the right thing. I got family did the right thing. I got friends did the wrong thing. I got family did the wrong thing. And it so happened to be some of them black, some of them white, some of them Mexican, but they did it.
Okay.
So when we speaking in general of individuals. We're speaking of people. We don't got to put a race on it because everybody's heart pump red blood at the end of the day.
Okay. Toussaint, talk to me. Toussaint?
I hear you multitasking, sir.
Okay, multitasking.
I got crossed up, but let me ask a question, I guess. Who's our listeners? Mainly, would you say? Who's your audience?
Man, that goes across the board, man. You see people that be chiming in, they black, white, Hispanic. We got a lot of different people that listen to us from all parts of the world.
That's very good. Okay, well that's good. That's good. So maybe we need to expand our thinking because sometimes we assume that we have a totally African American, whatever we want to call black, Negroes. It depends on if you want to go to some of them dinner table, you'd be called something else. Pigment skin people.
Yeah.
However you call it. I don't know what you do. Whatever. So maybe we need to broaden our thinking because it don't matter. The government is not giving just us money. Giving everybody money. I said giving it to them. I want you to give me some. Let me have some of it. Because I get up at 5 o'clock, I get up at 4 o'clock every morning. and I got to go get it.
Mm-hmm.
Or I'll be stuck like Chuck, looking like Boo the Fool. But regardless of it, it don't matter if you have a job or a business. It's not what you get and how you get it, is what you do with it.
Mm-hmm.
That makes the difference.
Exactly. That's good.
I just can't see. No, I can't make sense of. And maybe Leonard is right. You can give a poor person a poor attitude, a person with a poor mentality, $1 million, $50 million. And by the end of the year, they will spend it all.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You can't help Harry Hippie.
Man, look here. I believe you really like this song, Harry Hippie, because you quote old Harry a lot, man.
Huh?
You quote old Harry a lot.
What
now.
you say? You gonna get off of Harry? That's what you say?
Yes, sir. You quote old Harry all the time, man. I'm wondering about you and Harry now. You know his wife Mary.
Me and Romeo used to be friends.
Yes, sir. I got you.
Some people say,
amen. I get Leonard, what's on your heart, brother? He said you could give a person with a poor mindset $50 million by the end of the year. They're broke.
It happens all the time. Do you know how many wealthy people's children have ruined everything that they made? And they didn't even start off poor. They just didn't care nothing about making money. They didn't understand it. So when they got it, they blew it.
Mm-hmm.
Or people who have just made incredibly bad decisions or what have you. But I come from a place where, one, we don't sit around and talk about poor people. Because for whatever reason someone is poor, 9 times out of 10 is because of the choices that they've made. And then you'll say, matter of fact, there are some black people that got a whole bunch of money in the bank, but they live in the same little bitty house they bought 30 years ago and paid for. You'll never know they got money because they don't spend it.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So it depends on what people do with their money is the economic decision that they made. When I hear people talking about, well, black people need to do this and they need, no, you can't make that decision for black people. And when you say black people and it's negative, I'm going to say something about it because I'm a black person.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I'm included, because you said black people.
Mm-hmm.
And I am a black person. And the media has taught you to focus on the 5% of black people who may not have their lives together, and then generalize that for this whole other black population that are doing awesome. But they want to keep you focused on the 5%. And I'm just throwing 5% out there. They want to keep you focused on that 5% of black people that are not making the best choices in their lives. That's why I made a post the other day. I don't like this self-deprecation that Negroes participate in.
Mm-hmm.
Because it becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy after a while. When that lie they told back in the day, there's more black men in prison than in college. That's a lie. But you picked it up and you repeated it. You know how many people out here give the same speech year after year after year after year? They say the same, especially activists. Oh, they tell the great speech about slavery and this and the 40 acres in the. You still talking about it? You need to update your conversation.
Why do you think they do that, Leonard?
Because it is a cultural part. It's part of the culture.
Mm-hmm.
It is the way people exploit us. As long as we keep talking about we ain't no good and we so poor and we don't know how to make decisions.
Now, hold on, Leonard. Hold on, Leonard. You said then when you say a lot of activists do the same speech every year, or talk about black activists, or who exactly are we talking about?
Well, the majority of it are black activists who are in the culture and who idolize, which is, you know, I don't have a problem with Malcolm and Martin, but they did.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't even have a strategy for today.
Mm-hmm.
So pretty soon you're gonna have to stop using their plays to try to win this game.
Mm-hmm. So why my question is the activists, the ones that actually supposed to be waking us up, why would they?
There you go again. When you say supposed to be waking us up,
isn't that what they're supposed to do? I mean, why are they there?
They should be bringing awareness to certain situations.
Exactly.
And usually activists participate on the people against the government, or government versus the people. That's usually the theme.
Mm-hmm. But aren't they there to quote unquote wake us up though? Because if they're not waking us up, making us aware as to what's going on and educating us, then I don't understand. I'm missing something.
Some of them just riling y'all up. They're not waking you up. They're riling you up.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
They're riling you up.
Mm-hmm.
You know, this even exploiting being woke. What? What? There's some of us that don't sleep. What are you talking about?
Mm-hmm. But there's a greater portion of us that sleep too much, that are not awake, that are not awakened.
Right, and you turn everything into a brand. Like, how many people know that the Black Lives Matter, one of the founders, she's leaving the organization?
Mm-hmm. Because
some of y'all don't even know that's a completely different organization.
Yeah, from what the way it started, absolutely it is. Absolutely it is.
Okay, so people make decisions based on their personal interests.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Now, if you decide to buy a home with your money, good for you, if that's what you want to do.
Mm-hmm.
But some people who have been living in such an impoverished condition, to them, that money was just a windfall. So now they're going to use that money to get what they used to be able to look at and couldn't get.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why they do what they do. That's why they behave the way they behave. Mm-hmm. This is all about behavior and things of that nature. When government wants you to spend money on a certain thing, they make it illegal for you to spend it on something else. Or they put some type of stopgap in. Food stamps in. Mm-hmm. What you gonna do with $1,000 worth of food stamps to buy food?
No. Majority of the people in certain neighborhoods, they sell those food stamps to other people and get the money from those food stamps so they can go out there and get the things that they want. That's been a game that's been going on for a long time. They have $1,000 and they spend $800 of them to get $400.
Right, but they gave it to you for what? Food.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Now, if you don't spend it on food, that ain't no trick. They ain't trying to trick you or play a game with you.
But see, the thing about it, what we're missing here is the game that they are playing, because, like I said, a lot of times if they get $1,000 worth of food stamps, they're not gonna spend that $1,000 on food stamp. They're gonna look at a way for them.
So they're gonna look
at a way for them to turn them food stamps into cash. They can go out there and buy other things with it. That's what they do.
But would you say that with other countries that are providing these subsidies to people, are they playing a game with their people?
The truth of the matter, I can't speak for another country because I don't have their experience. I can speak for what's going on here in America.
But they're people, right? But they are people.
I can't speak from a white experience because I've never been white. I can't speak from it.
Right.
I can speak from America.
I didn't even say white.
Okay. Well, no, I just use that as an example, brother. I just use that as an example. I didn't say black. I'm saying black and white just as an example. I can't speak for something outside of who I am. I'm here in America, so I can speak.
Right, but you have to be very careful with the race thing, because the race thing is being exploited.
Brother, you buying too much into it. I just use that as an example, though. I just use that as a simple example. Right. I wasn't saying anything on a racial thing. I was just using that as an example. I'm a black man. I can't speak on a white issue. I'm here in America. I can't speak of what's going on in Italy because I never lived in Italy. I can speak of what I am. This is what I know. My experience.
Right. So what is this game you all are referring to? That they're playing with you?
Leonard, we got 10 conversations going on right now, brother. We got 10 different conversations going on. Hold on for a second. Rico, what's on your heart?
I get where Leonard coming from, because I gotta go back on something that I said earlier, my opinion on things, because I had to look at another side of it. true enough, they know that some people are going to abuse the PPP loan issue, just like stimulus and the food stamps. They know people are going to abuse it. That's collateral damage.
Mm-hmm.
When they sell the food stamps, that's collateral damage to their children that don't have food at the end of the month. I saw that in Florida a lot. Mm-hmm. Through the month, food stamps gone, but at the beginning of the month, everybody got crab legs on sale. Mm-hmm. Like I said, so you know, I'm black too, and guess what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna speak on holding black people accountable for the garbage and the bad behavior that they don't realize that they're participating in. Sometimes they don't realize the damage that they're doing. So I'm gonna speak on that bad behavior I see going on in my community with my people.
Exactly.
And I saw my people blowing food stamps. I see my people selling food stamps. Mm-hmm. I saw children hungry.
Yep.
A lot of them. My people. I'm black too. So, you know, yeah, I hold us accountable. I call us out because we don't do everything right. Just like we don't do everything wrong. Mm-hmm. So, you know, those people that took advantage of the PPP loan and did it for the right reason, we're not speaking to them. But the reason why I say I had to go back on my opinion earlier, to a certain extent, now I ain't gonna say to a certain extent, it wasn't bait. And I'm gonna tell you why it wasn't bait. Because had everybody went and got that loan legitimately and hadn't committed any fraud, then we wouldn't be having this conversation. It would have been serving its purpose. Its purpose was to get people that own businesses loans to stay afloat and to compensate for the money they had lost. So if everybody had done it legally the way they were supposed to, there would be no fraud committed. It would be no bait. There would be no collateral damage. Mm-hmm. The thing is that you know with every pro there's a con. With everything there's a pro and a con. So they know that there are going to be people that's going to abuse it, just like they knew people that were going to be women that abuse child support. They know that there's going to be women that abuse food stamps or people that they know people. They know it's just the mindset of human beings. So some might consider that collateral damage, and they got something in place for those people. The thing is that you have so many more people that chose to become criminals at this time that it is our place to step in. So I'm hearing a lot of people say, that's their decision. What do I care? That's their business. Let them do what they do. Well, stop preaching. Let people do what they're going to do. Let them be whores and sluts. Let them be murderers and killers. Let them sell dope. Why are you preaching? If you ain't concerned, why are you trying to save it? If we ain't supposed to be concerned about the negativity and the bad behavior that's going on, that's creating an environment that's detrimental to mankind, then what are the preachers supposed to be doing? Do they need to stop worrying about other people's business too? They need to worry about themselves?
Well, with that, and I want to go to, let me see, who all I got? Some people I fell off here. Okay, we got, I know we got Kay with Egypt still online. I want to go to her. One of the things with that is, and I said this earlier, is I'm a real advocate of I am my brother's keeper, and I think that's the point that a lot of preachers come from. They're their brother's keeper. They have a responsibility, and they took that responsibility when they took the position of being a preacher or pastor or bishop or whatever it is. When they took that responsibility, not from man but from God, and there's a responsibility that goes into that. So they feel wholeheartedly that yes, I am my brother's keeper, and I have a responsibility before man, but more than that, before God.
Right. But see, this is my thing. Mm-hmm. If we have the opinion that we should mind our business, let them do what they do, why do I care? Mm-hmm. Should we hold preachers to that same question? Or should a preacher feel the same way? Why do I care?
No.
Because you get what I'm saying?
I don't think a preacher at all should feel that way at all, because.
So why should we feel that way?
Because we're not preachers.
But we should still care. If we care, I mean, if we care, we still shouldn't say anything.
We should, because we should all have the same mentality that I am my brother's keeper. So absolutely, we should care. And I think because that's a part of the problem. People have gotten to a place where they don't care, and it's apparent in how we're going. People don't care like they used to. They don't
care about the children of those poor people. Those poor people make a decision, but their children didn't make that decision.
Yeah, they don't care.
They don't want to get picked on at school. Mm-hmm. In the same shoes for a year and a half, and their toes curled up in it, and the bottom of their feet hanging out the bottom of it. I mean, it happens. We went to school that did without.
Exactly. I smile because, you know, sometimes I smile in situations so I don't have to cry. And the reason why I say that, man, because it's so unfortunate that you have to have children. Man, I'm gonna tell you something. I say this all the time, man. And people, anybody that knows me, know me that there's two sets of group of people that you're not gonna mess with around me: children and old people. Now, the one in the middle, I leave it more to them to fend for themselves. I'll step in and help them. But children, old people, you ain't gonna. Look, I would die. I would die right there on that spot before I let you mess with children, old people in front of me. You're not gonna do it. You're not gonna do it. So I laugh, and I want people to understand when I smile, it's because of the fact I don't want to cry. Because kids mean something to me, man. Old people mean something. I can't see an old. My wife, she get on me all the time. I can't go anywhere and see an older person, black, white, orange, purple, polka dot, or whatever, and me not go up and at least say hello to them and acknowledge the fact that they're there. I've been in a restaurant, wherever I am. I'm gonna go and talk to that old person. Hey, how you doing? How you doing? You doing all right? I'm gonna go and talk to them. That's just do I want to all the time? I just can't pull myself away from it. I just can't. I just can't. God,
Raheem,
yes,
before you move, but what really gets me about that mind your business thing. That's them. That's their choice, their decision. I told you about when the people on the rescue on the EMS van let the man die because they didn't want to put the lips on.
Yeah.
Me in the 7th grade, 12 years old, out there telling them, nah, man, they got to know CPR. And I had people telling me, be quiet. You know what that be quiet was? Mm-hmm. Mind your business. Let him die. Don't say nothing. Mm-hmm. And I can't be that person.
Yeah.
I will not sit back and be quiet when I see wrongdoing going on. Mm-hmm. I saw that happen before. Be quiet. Mind your business. I ain't gonna mind my business because they lying to y'all, telling y'all they don't know CPR. But I for them to be on that rescue van that they know CPR. Mm-hmm. So listen to let a man die because they don't want to put their white lips on his black lips. Mm-hmm. Now I got other black people telling me, be quiet. No, that don't look right to me.
Yeah.
I ain't minding my business, and I ain't gonna be quiet.
There you go. And I can I absolutely respect that, man, because I'm same way. God, it's what's on your heart. So good morning. How you doing this morning?
Good morning. Wow, y'all, some great things that's already been sitting out here in the universe, in this atmosphere for us to deal with, and that's the gatekeepers. See, we got some people that are just gatekeepers within our community, and they're gatekeepers to keep us in oppression. Mm-hmm. And you got to realize that. When you have gatekeepers in our community to keep us in oppression, you got to call them who they are. You got to bring it out. And one thing, or at least sit down and talk to them, because sometimes they're not knowledgeable. See, everybody is not knowledgeable of everything. Now, I just sat here and watched all you all talk about people with food stamps. Now, I remember it was a time that I had food stamps. Mm-hmm. I was a single mother. Well, actually, I was married, but my husband, I moved back I had left him and moved back to Kansas City because my daddy was dying. And I left Beverly Hills, California, and moved back to Kansas City with no income, no nothing. And I did it swiftly without letting my husband know, because my daddy was dying and he wasn't coming back to Kansas, but I was going to be right here with my daddy. So I had to get on. I moved into a nice new house and I got on food stamps. Mm-hmm. One of my uncle's house, a beautiful house, beautiful neighborhood. Everybody was like, how you afford this? I put it on Section 8 and I got some food stamps because my baby was on breathing machine. My food stamps was more than like $300 for 2 people. So if I needed whatever I need, I made sure my kid had food. She wasn't short. She wasn't doing none of that. But I'm going to tell you this, as she grew up, my baby knew how to crack crab legs and eat shrimp, because that was something that I was already accustomed to. That's what I was accustomed to eating. But because I fell short at that time on a financial level don't mean that I mean, because I never ate hot dogs like that. Hot dogs was never one of my things. I didn't eat drumsticks. I was used to eating crab legs, prime rib, steak. So that's what I still filled my refrigerator up with. But I also knew how to cook beans, cornbread, hot dogs.
Let me say this to you, guys. One of the things that we were saying about the food stamps that kind of led to a little something was people that have get $1,000 and they're selling the food stamps to get other monies to do.
I ain't gonna never admit to doing anything wrong on national air. But if you didn't take what I just told you and you didn't catch what I just told you, that's on you.
Yeah. My thing is no, but my listeners, I know exactly what you're saying, but I want to make sure my listeners understand and that you're speaking to my listeners so they can.
And I'm quite sure they caught if they should have caught what I said. I always kept my refrigerator full. My kids didn't starve. They didn't go not one day hungry because I knew how to shop. So if I went shopping that first month and I had everything in the refrigerator and my freezer was full, so the next month I'm gonna make sure I got my extras, crab legs, steak, all that.
Okay, now you just said you're not gonna incriminate yourself. Don't say too much now.
No, I ain't saying too much. I ain't saying too much.
Okay. Hold on.
7 years, baby, my 7 years is past anyway. My baby 25 years old. But I'm just saying, whatever else that I needed for that month, if the light bill was short or whatever else I needed, I had to make arrangements to do what I needed to do to make it happen.
To make it work. Good deal. Hold on.
Here in Kansas City, it's only 200. You only get $234 a month.
Okay. Hold on one second, sis. Hold on one second. Let me go to K with E. K, what's on your heart, sis? Okay. That mute button got you. Don't let it beat you.
Oh, hush. I could just say it was a great show today. Great conversation. And you said something about filling that bet. Every picture ain't no good picture. And everybody don't hit the ball the same way neither. Some people might just bunt the ball. They might not want to have a home run. So different strokes for different folks. And I was gonna say to all our listeners, if you think you're doing something and the government is behind it, don't you ever think that they don't know what you're doing. Because they do.
They got the eyes on you. Leonard, talk to me, brother.
Well, like I said, everyone has to be aware of their own decisions and make the best decisions for them. What may be good for you may not be good for me. We have a lot more in common than just the color of our skin. You know, we have to look at ourselves as human beings and individuals, and we have to make sure that we aren't as oppressive on ourselves as that oppressor has been. And I pray that people move away from such slave-minded mentality. You are your master. You can't look to someone else for guidance this way. You can't look for somebody else to be your dad. You're smart enough to make decisions for yourself. It's not always somebody doing something to you. Often it's you doing something to you. So you have to be able to separate these things and make sure that you're not focusing on the wrong thing.
Now
that is where you're going to fail. The prescription for your sickness is going to be different than the prescription for my sickness.
Exactly.
You have to make sure you're in the right one.
But see, the powerful thing in what you said is we all got some form of sickness, and we have to govern ourselves accordingly. We all have some form of sickness, and if we don't govern ourselves accordingly, we all gonna die. We got 30 minutes, and this is Black Conversation. I wanna lighten it up a little bit. Rico, what's some of them things that
it was a pleasure talking with you all.
Hold on, before you go, Leonard. You know it's always a pleasure talking to you as well. But I want you to give me 2 minutes, Leonard.
Okay.
I'm gonna come to you right quick with this. What are some of the things, man, that you could only possibly hear, some sayings that you could possibly only hear in a black house? What's some of the things, man?
You said positive?
Yeah, no, it don't have to be. What it's a saying, you know, what's a saying that you possibly only gonna hear in a black household?
Who do you think you're talking to?
That's one. Give me another.
You know, black people want a whole bunch of respect, regardless of how they treat other people. So when somebody hits you with that, who do you think you're talking to?
Yeah. What about this? What about this? I brought you in this world. You know what the next part is? I'll take you out. You disrespect me. I brought you in this world. I'll take you out. You better get yourself over there and sit down somewhere.
Or the
talk to me like that.
Some people don't believe fat meat greasy.
Look here, like I said, but this
show me a piece of fat meat that ain't greasy.
Exactly. Look here, if I'm lying, grits ain't groceries. Go ahead, Rico. Go ahead.
You know how when the parents tell them little dirty boy to go in there and ranch out there too.
Yes, sir.
You like rinse it out? What you mean rinse it out? You know, and that you know, you almost hit it in the head a second ago. That if I'm lying, I'm flying.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm flying. I'm like, okay, let me see if you flying, cause I know you lying. I heard what you said yesterday.
Exactly. What is K1E? Talk to him. What's some of the things that
I used to hear my neighbor always say, that fast little heifer, that fast little cow. And right now today, like, what's a fast heifer? What's a fast cow? He used to say it all the time. I'm like, what does that mean? And my mom said, just don't you be one. I was like, okay.
and see, there's some things, man. I'm gonna tell you some. There's some sayings, boy, that you get out in black households, boy. I'm gonna tell you. Leonard, go ahead. Go ahead, Leonard. Oh, I think Leonard hung. I think we lost him. Okay, go ahead, Rico. Hit me with one.
Oh man, you got. I'm sitting up here trying to think of some, man. I mean, there's so many of them. I don't know which one to go with, man. I know one I used to hear all the time. Go out there and get a switch.
Yes, sir. For who? Yes,
get your own switch. You come back with something that small.
And what about don't let the doorknob hit you?
Yeah.
With a good Lord split you.
Exactly. Boy, look here. I'm gonna tell you something. In a black household, somebody wrote in the comment. Hold on, let me see what they wrote here. But yes, it's some things going on, man. Hey, Sadaria. Hey, Sadaria, how you doing? Good deal. But I'm trying to think of a good one, man. Rico. Hit me out while I think of one, man. Come on.
I know I used to get told I'm gonna slap your teeth down the back of your throat. I used to hear that one all the time. You keep running your mouth.
Exactly. It's man. And some of the things are just priceless, man. Because you know you only gonna hear it in a black house. You ain't gonna hear it nowhere else. I'm trying to think of another. Hey, AK, you got one? Okay, no, lost her.
What happened? Everybody done ran?
Yeah. That conversation was a little deep, man. That conversation was a little deep, man. People ran off from that one. Hold on, why you do that? We got another caller. Caller, what's your name? Where you calling from?
Hey, you guys. Good morning. This is Sedaria.
Hey, Sedaria, how you doing?
I'm blessed. And you all?
Hey, blessed.
Everybody's doing well.
Hey, doing well. We're missing our sister, man. Was wondering what happened to you.
Yeah, I had fun running around this morning with my lovely son.
Okay.
So,
is he still with you?
Yeah. I'm sorry?
Is he still with you?
No, he's not.
Okay, I'm gonna tell you to tell him I said hello. Well, Sedaria, answer this question for me. What are some sayings that you will only hear in the black household?
I brought you in this world and I'll take you out.
Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am. Look, it sounds like you done said that one a time or two, but I ain't gonna say nothing though. Sound like you done said that one before. You said that one with some conviction.
Yeah.
Because I had 3 that I told that to on a regular basis. When you remember that labor pain, the 29 hours and the 30 hours, the labor pain and your children rear up at you or look like they gonna think about it, then that's the first thing come to your mind. You have no idea what I went through. And try that attitude with me. And the same way I got you here, you know, I'm willing to go to the penitentiary to take you out.
Exactly.
And so I would say it with much conviction.
Absolutely.
Yeah. One for me, I don't know if you hear this in a lot of Black households, but I used to always tell my kids, don't use my brain to think.
Wow. I heard that one too, though.
Did you? I used to say that all the time too. Don't use my brain to think. Think for yourself. Use your own brain. What's another one?
I got one for you.
My door open, letting flies in the house.
But look here, and you went right where I was about to go. What you trying to heat the whole neighborhood? What you trying to heat or cool the whole neighborhood? Close that door. How you gonna heat and cool the whole neighborhood? Go ahead, Rico.
I used to always hear, well, you know, you'll mess up a wet dream.
Yes, sir.
If it was a snake, it would have bit you.
Yeah. See, we got somebody. Look here. Oh, look here. I ain't cooking enough, so y'all eat the rest of that right there. Or y'all gonna eat it. Act like you don't like that. You gonna eat it. Ain't nothing else gonna be cooked in here till you do.
If your head wasn't on your shoulders, you lose that.
Look at somebody said, look at that. What you ain't gonna do is
what you ain't gonna do is
exactly. There's so many different things. Kay, what do you talk to me? What you got? Kay and the doggone.
Damn, she say them all the time anyway.
She saying, well, yes. What you got?
I don't know. My mom used to always tell us, you better think before you wreck yourself. She used to tell me, you better think about it. Don't you open your mouth. You better think first.
Go ahead, Rico.
I just, like I said, I was still stuck on that one about if your head wasn't attached to your shoulders, you lose it. Or don't think too hard, you might hurt yourself.
Exactly. Sadaria, go ahead, Sadaria.
I know y'all probably said check yourself before you wreck yourself. I heard you say that. I used to tell my kids, you better check yourself before you wreck yourself. And don't let the doorknob hit you where the good Lord split you. And another one I used to tell my kids is my toys ain't your toys, so learn how to play with what's yours.
Exactly. And there's so many different things. There's so many different things. One I'm gonna tell you something. This is not one like that. This one is a little different, but this is something I used to hate when my mom used to say it to me. And Mama, I know you probably listen. I love you, baby. But Mom used to say something to me. And as soon as she say something to me, she look at me, did you hear me? You standing right now. Did you hear me? Yeah, Mama. I heard you. You standing right there in front of me, Mama. I heard you. Well, you ain't moving yet. Oh. Rico, you ain't moving.
Because I said so.
Shut up before I give you something to cry about.
Oh man, yeah. Oh man.
Oh, that's a good one. That's a good one. Go ahead, Rico.
Because I said so.
Yeah.
That's why. Because I said so. I heard that so much. I'm like, well, man, I don't need me asking no questions no more.
Exactly. I might as well just shut up. let me go back to Goddess. What are some of the sayings that you can only hear in a Black house?
In a Black house?
Yes. Some of the sayings that you grew up with that you will only hear in a Black household.
I guess in our household it was basically come on to the kitchen and to the table. That was our round table, our kitchen table. We need to go talk about it, have a discussion. That was our round table. And I think that's why kids here today don't know how to deal with issues, because they don't know how to sit to the table. And that was one of the things that we talked about yesterday in a huge conference that we had regarding the police officers shooting them at. Looks like to me that they shot the man in the head 2 times. So coming to a round table, having a seat.
Okay. Now this is Black Conversation, so you don't brought something to the conversation. Tell us about what happened.
Well, doing our investigation, Tommy Simmons, he's one of our community leaders, activists in our community that's on the streets. You know what I'm saying? And he's been saying certain things for all along. And finally, this particular case happened where a young man was at a gas station, and the police just walked right up in him. He had his head down, and they tackled him down and threw him to the ground. And literally, to me, what it looks like to me was an execution. That's what it looked like to me. And they shot the other officer. They shot one of their own officers and then shot him 2 times in the head. But the narrative was not that. You understand what I'm saying? And the first narrative that came out, because they didn't know that we were out doing our own investigations. And I had gotten a hold to the actual pictures. And Tommy was like, wait a minute. These pictures look like he was totally executed. Well, we didn't have all the videos and none of all that. So we started getting evidence. And the evidence proved, we couldn't tell it until we got a hold to that one tape. And the tape shows that the officer, you can see her hand recoil back after shooting a gun. And you can see everything, how the guy was turned over. This is a guy who's 150, $150 soaking wet. 5 officers on him. Knee on his neck, knee on his back, knee on everything. So there's no possible way he could have had a gun and shot the other officer. It's just not even possible. And that was what the narrative that was said, and they even had Missouri Highway Patrol come in. So the problem here is that the process of policing and the continual lies, how do we move forward with trust with the continual lies? We can't even sit down at the table. That's what we started talking about, right? Yes. We can't sit down at the table with you when you continue to put across these false innuendos and these lies. Why didn't you have your cameras? Don't tell me, because I know that we made sure you had $2.5 million to get your cameras, your body cameras. So why didn't you have your body cameras on?
Exactly.
I mean, it's just crazy to me how this takes place. This was an actual execution. This was worse than George Floyd. This boy walked in, was in there. They didn't announce themselves. So we're talking about process of procedures. It's really not about him, because you know how they like to bring up the narrative, how bad this guy is or his past and all that. No, we're not dealing with that. Yes, he's relevant, but in this conversation right now, he's the reason why we're talking about this, unfortunately. But we got 156 more people that we can discuss. But right now, we're still talking about this process of policing. And the process of policing needs to change. And if you can't change, I'm not going to sit here and keep trying to make you stay silent and keep trying to make you comfortable.
That's good. That's good. Hold on one second, sis. And that's why we do Black Conversation right there, to bring light to different situations that's going on in and around our communities. That's why we do it right there, because a lot of parts of the world will not even know about this situation, because they're not going to release it like they should. They won't even know about it. And that's why I said at the beginning of the broadcast, that's what we do here. We want to bring light on different things, on Black Conversations, what's going on in and around the communities in the world. we want to talk about it and let people know this is what's going on. This is what's happening. And I've gotten some backlash. People say, well, you shouldn't talk about this and all kind of things that I talk to each one of y'all. If y'all want to know about it off air, I'm not going to talk about it on air. But my thing is, we have some backlash. We shouldn't talk about this stuff. We shouldn't shed light. Well, that's what we're going to do. Do it.
Well, let me say this to you. Let me just say one more thing real quick. Let me say one more thing, please.
Let me finish this. I'm going to come back to you. We're not done.
Okay.
Well, my thing is this right here. If you all think that we should not talk about these things and these issues, then shut us down. But until you shut us down, we're going to talk about it. We're going to let everybody know this is what's going on. Do what you want to do to me. Say what you want to say about me. That's fine. I don't care. And this to everybody that's listening. Say what you want to say about me. I don't care what you say about me. But this is what we're going to do. We're going to shed light on it. We're going to let the world know what you all are doing, how you are treating and mistreating people in our communities. We're going to let everybody know. So the one way you can put me out of business is stop doing it. The simplest way you can put me out of business, stop doing it. Go ahead, Goddess.
Raheem, I'm going to say this. Kudos to you. Much respect and everything to you. Because one thing that was different that we did in Kansas City that I think that should model throughout the community, if it has not already been done, is that we had every walk of life sitting right there on this stage. Mm-hmm. We had our top pastors, ministers. Now, mind you, we had them. We had somebody from the streets, which was Tommy, who basically grew up knowing everything of how this done. So he had a past criminal past. So everybody, we had the Black Panthers. We had several different entities that was right there on stage to participate. And that right there in itself showed community unity. Mm-hmm. You're not going to continue to do this to us. We have become unified. Now, mind you, this one pastor was at one time making an agreement with the police department and was not aware of what the police department, until we brought to his attention what was really going on. And one of the key things that they stated, I said, you know what, pastors, I'm very, very proud of you. Because you cannot be in the pulpit, and y'all know how hard I am on pastors, right? So I said, y'all cannot be in the pulpit unless if you're part of God, you got to be part of God. And being part of God, you got to be for righteousness. Mm-hmm. But righteousness and justice stand hand in hand. They was like, sister, we got it. And that's what that's what made us strong back when Martin Luther King. That's what made us strong. But what makes us stronger is them looking at everybody, taking the time out to listen and look at everybody and work together and come to the table and strategize.
Absolutely. Hold on, let me pull some more people into the conversation. Kay, what's on your heart, sir?
Nothing. Did you hear me?
Yes, I heard.
I didn't have to find the mute button.
Yeah, you sure didn't. Yeah, you sure didn't. Rico, talk to me, brother.
That's the reason why it's important that we don't be quiet, that we're not quiet, and that we stay active. Making people aware. I agree with what you said earlier. Mm-hmm. You can't say you don't want, it ain't our job to wake people up, but then turn right back around and say you're trying to make people aware. It's the same thing. Mm-hmm. Like God has just said, he wasn't aware at first. Yeah. And had nobody been concerned, they'd just been minding their business, he would still be unaware. He would still be asleep. He would not be woken. He'd be supporting the wrong team. Somehow somebody had enough in them, motivation in them to stick their nose into somebody's business and go into him and say, look, this is what's going on. And poof, a light bulb went off. he's aware. Now he can move differently. Now he isn't sabotaging his own community or working with the enemy. So that's why it's always good to be open-minded, to be informed, to stick your nose in other people's business sometimes. I don't agree with that. It's their choice thing all the time. Yeah, true enough, it is everybody's choice, but are they correctly informed? That was that preacher's choice to side with the other people at 1st. He was informed. Goddess and her crew of people informed him better. Had they not, what would he still be doing? So, now we can easily say, well, why do I care? That's him. Still, though, we call ourselves activists. We call ourselves our brother's keepers. Sometimes we do, sometimes we don't. But I like everything she just said. It really goes to show you why it's important that we come up with deterrence. See, we need to start using certain words. And the more we start using those words, they'll have more of an impact. We're looking for ways to reform the police department, but then we don't really know exactly how. But really and truly, there's really only one thing we're asking for. Create a deterrent to keep policemen and the judicial system, prosecutors, from abusing their position racially. They're killing people. They're getting qualified immunity and this and that. If you create a deterrent, then you will have something in place that will make people think twice about saying things about killing people because they're tired of seeing black people or being biased. If you prosecute somebody based on the fact that they were biased, they didn't do their job equally, that's the kind of deterrent you're going to create. You're going to have other policemen that's going to stop sticking up for bad cops because it might be a crime for them to step up for that bad cop and support him or protect them. So once we create these deterrents, we actually make crimes punishable by lawful abuse. I mean, extreme punishments. Then you will see a change in how cops police everybody. I'll put it to you that way. Once they start finding out there are penalties for being racist, for participating in white supremacy. That's not just with policemen, that's across the board with CEOs, resource managers. If there is a deterrent in place to keep them or prosecute them for practicing white supremacy, guess what that deterrent is going to do for them? It's going to make them stop practicing white supremacy. And keep it at home in the closet, ducked off with the robe, with a lock and a key on it.
And that was my point. You can put us out of business. You can put us out of business by just stop doing what you're doing. So if you continue to do it, we're gonna continue to talk about it and shine a light on you. We're gonna shine the light on. We can let people know. And so if put us out of business, it's simple. It's a quick, easy, simple way to do it. Stop doing what you're doing. So Daria, what's on your heart?
Yeah, just listening in. Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Okay, just listening in. Total agreement with Rico, and I thought that was Kay speaking earlier, but I guess not.
Those Goddess.
Oh, okay, got it. Total agreement. And if you got pastors sitting at the table, they should be standing for what's righteous, not what's going to even line the pockets of their church or what's going to make their church stand out or look good. It's got to be what's right across the board. And if we don't call people to accountability, and that's what we're doing when we bring this out, we're making the public, and especially Black American public, aware of how many things they don't see on TV, how to understand that maybe what they're seeing on TV perpetuates one behavior, but it's not necessarily the full truth of the matter. So we have to stop protecting the police because they have a protection code amongst themselves. We have to call them to the carpet and break that protection code of what they call the blue. We have to break that protection code because how are you going to protect a person just taking someone's life because they wear a badge or because they can use an excuse to say, well, I was in harm's way. Well, everybody's in harm's way every time we leave our house.
Sometimes we're in harm's way in our house. People who are abused in their home. There are women, men and women who have been murdered in their home through spousal abuse. So everybody is always in harm's way. But if I go out here with my gun and just point blank shoot someone in the head, I'm going to suffer a consequence because I don't wear a badge.
Yeah.
Well, no, that's not right. So we have to remove, that, one set of people are above another set of people. And if you're here to protect me and you want me to respect you as my protection, then you're going to have to remove that code that protects the blues from the rest of the nation, and allow truth to be truth, allow rights to be right across the board. If someone commits a crime that is unwarranted and there is a payment or a process or a premise for that crime, it doesn't matter who that person is, they need to have to pay the penalty. And it doesn't matter. And so when we divulge these things, it's saying, wake up, stop walking around unconscious. We have been made, first we were taught to be unconscious, and now we operate in the habitual unconsciousness of keeping our heads down, keeping quiet, and letting things slide. We operate in that because at one point we did that to save ourselves. But we don't have to do that anymore because we're dying anyway. So are we really saving ourselves? Or are we really putting ourselves more in a position for more of us to die every day for no reason? So that's how we have to start looking at it. We can't keep just putting our heads down and shuffling our feet and walking like we're in the ignorance when we couldn't read and write, because we're not in that ignorance anymore. And there's no excuse for people to not have an understanding and to seek out information and to be a part of the information that's given to rightly divide the word of truth. That's what the Bible tells us, to rightly divide the word of truth. God has given us the ability to rightly divide when something is true and when something's a lie. And so, it's wonderful, that we bring this out because people need to know that Floyd was just one person that we all actually got to see with our eyes. But this is happening every day somewhere. Exactly.
We got another caller, y'all. Hold on now. It's 57. We got another caller. They late for the day, but they super early for Monday. They're gonna spend the weekend here. Caller, what's your name? Where you calling from?
You better say that. I'm always trying to be early for next week. All the time. So you see, hold on.
Look at, I'm gonna tell you something, Toya. You are the first one here for Monday.
Okay, well, great. I'm sure I'm ready, honey. I like being first anyway. But hey y'all.
Hey, good action.
I'm coming so late. I had to come get the end part at least.
Hey, always glad to have you, sister. Hold on, let me see it. How you doing this morning?
Hi, yeah.
There you go. Toya, we talking about we covered a lot today. The Black conversation, we covered a lot today. But I'm gonna start off with this right here. I'm gonna ask you this question. What is one of the things that you will probably only hear in a Black household?
I knock your head into next week. I knock your teeth down your throat.
Exactly.
I don't care if it was ice, water, or cool water. You better cut that music off. Let me tell you something. Black folks are the characters in the household. Honey, we do all kinds of strange things to each other, and what we gonna do, what we fixing to do, and what that happened was. Yeah, we some characters in the household.
Look at there's some things, but we got some sins in that hood. Now, Toya, we're ready to get out of here, but I want to say this, and I want to let you know as well. Black Friday is Black Conversations is the show, one of the shows that we're going to do on here that shine light on things that's going on in and around the communities. A lot of things that don't get shown or don't get any shine that's happening in the communities. and we're gonna shine light. People call in, they tell us what's going on. We're gonna talk about it, and we're gonna discuss it. We're gonna shine different light on it. Some people say that they don't want us to do that. Some people come at me in all kind of different ways. But we're not gonna stop. We're not gonna stop. We're not gonna let up. We're not gonna stop at all. What we're going to do is continue to do it. And one of the ways, Toya, that they can put us out of business, one of the ways they can stop us from doing it is by stop mistreating people. Stop mistreating people. And one they can automatically put us out of business, Toya, if they just stop mistreating people. But as long as they continue, we're going to continue. So, Toya, what's on your heart?
No, man, absolutely, man. Brother, listen, I'm just with it. I just said yesterday, I'm switching my program to law. I'm over the criminals, man. You know what just happened to me, man, with the criminal activity, man. People acting like they were friends and they really just coming out to plot a plan. But no, I'm with it. I'm always for fighting justice, man. I'm always for upholding the law. And not for nothing, it's time to stop talking. Start putting stuff in action. We need to start going ahead and get things together for our houses. Forget asking these people for stuff. Forget dealing with people. You know, we're in a situation now to where we know there's criminals. We know that there's activity going on. It doesn't work in our favor. And instead of beating them, join them. We need to make our own, man. So I'm with it right here. You know, that's get me excited about it. Just telling me to get ready. Hey, I'm ready.
Absolutely. So that's what, Rico, you had something on your heart, brother. What's on your heart?
Yeah, before I get up out of here, because I got to leave real fast here to this barbershop. But I know it's about to be the end of the show. And I just want to make sure that we beat them street lights home. Beat them street lights coming on before we get home. That was another one we said. So it looked like it's about time for you to do that same thing. It's time for you to shut down for them street lights come on.
Exactly. And Bishop put this on here. Go in that refrigerator. Ain't nothing going to change. Ain't nothing going up here.
Yeah. Everything still look the same as it did the last time you looked at now.
Exactly. You open the door, take a picture, and look at that picture. Ain't nothing going to change. Rico, what's going on at 3 o'clock today, sir?
If you missed today's show or would like to catch it in its entirety, you can tune in at www.dkmmedia.com at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Now, Toya with a T, since you're so early, we're going to let you pray us out.
Absolutely. Yeah. Well, sleeping anyway. But all right, here you go, Lord. Lord, thank you for another glorious day, Lord. You know, we thank you for touching our hearts and touching our minds and continuing to just put things in our spirit that is of you and allowing us to use it to hopefully grab other people, Lord. We ask that you continue to guide us and watch us, guide our families, and make sure you keep everybody covered, even those that are connected to us, and even the ones that are connected to the ones that are connected to us. We want to thank you again, Lord, for all your opportunity, mercy, and praise. And we love you always in Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen. It's time for us to get out of there for today, man. It's been a great broadcast. It is now 10:02. You're about to exit the Morning Glow. But before you go, I want you to do me two favors, if you will. One, I want you to continue to pray for us because we're certainly praying for each and every one of you. Number two, why this is real simple. I want you to go out there, find somebody, and give them a hug because you never know. It could be the only hug that they get, or it could very well be their last. Love you, and ain't nothing you can do about it. Have a great day and a better tomorrow. That we shine some of this light of you from the Morning Glow. Take it out there into this wicked and cruel world that we live in, and let your light so shine. Do me a favor if you get an opportunity. Give somebody some love. You just might find some love in return. Won't that be a beautiful thing? You'll have a great weekend, and take care of one another. Have a great day.